Stingray is working for you to deliver more leads, more customers, more sales. It's that easy. Get started now at stingraymediasolutions.com and always be closing.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
Forward for Buchanan. Lovely turn from Buchanan, and that takes a deflection. It's Jonathan David.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
Did have a solid base hit through the right side as well. And he gets into this one. Deep left center, and it's gone. The first pitch that he sees here this afternoon winds up above the monster, and it's 1-0 Blue Jays.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
It is Canada's first ever World Cup win, and what a way to get the victory. A 6-0 win against Qatar, and they move into top spot in the group, heading into the final round of group matches.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Sol 691, Friday, June the 19th. Hey, the weekend is here, so let's tear up the old pea patch, clicker into Schnell, and make a fast break to the 11 o'clock hour. It is Feel Good Friday. It is Playlist Friday. If you've got a walk-up song, a request song, get it into 833-401-1440, and the Duke will get her on. Hey, good morning to you on a Friday. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial on your morning drive into work, or maybe you're getting away for a little bit of weekend excursion, whatever you're doing. We're so glad that you can spend some time with us here from our palatial studios at West Edmonton Mall. You can also watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like, a subscription. We would really appreciate that. We're also on X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. As always, we're streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, and sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of any show, well, you can find it where all the podcasts, the many, many podcasts hang out on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Please subscribe. It's free. Select the auto download. You will never miss a second of any show. Yeah, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in on a Friday where Canada, with a big win last night over Qatar, 6-0 the final. Jonathan David had 3 goals, their first in Group B because of the lopsided win. Tough loss, though, for Ishmael Coney. Broke his leg. It's a big loss for the team. We're going to do a deeper dive on that over the course of the morning. Overnight, big news on the hockey front. The Toronto Maple Leafs do a trade and sign with Tampa Bay and pick up Darren Radish, the big defenseman, almost a point per game pretty well the last year. And this is a guy, so they trade for him, and then they sign him to an 8-year, $8.5 AAV, $68 million contract. He's 30 years old. Now, you think about what he's done to get this contract. Over the course of his career so far, he's been a minor league guy, but just found his way in the last couple of years. He's been signing basically 1-year deals. He did have a 2-year deal in the mix there. $4.2 million career earnings before today. Now he signs a life-changing contract, $68 million. 30 years old up until this point, $4.2 million, $68 million contract signed today. Hey, let's welcome in our Monday and Friday co-host, Eddie Steele, Grey Cup champion, 2015, all-decade team with the double E, all-century team in U Sports history. Good morning, Eddie. Long time no see, big guy.
KK, I've missed you, buddy.
I've
missed
you too, big guy. Like even Monday, Mondays are always, you come off the weekend and you need a sidekick.
Totally.
You need a partner, to come in after the weekend.
Your amigo.
Yeah.
I'm with
So
you,
we
man.
did miss you, big guy, for sure.
I'll tell you this, KK, being away, because it's probably the longest I've been away, a couple of shows, just the way the timing of
Right.
it worked
Yeah.
out.
So Friday, Monday,
Man, I love this, man. I love coming in. I miss you boys when I'm not here. And I really do enjoy doing this job with you fellas.
Well,
I do.
we enjoy having you. And now we get to do a deeper dive today.
Let's do
on
a
lot of
deeper
things.
dive.
Many things.
Okay,
Yeah.
deeper dive this.
On what?
How would the Edmonton market feel about signing a 30-year-old D-man to a 8-year or a 8 million AAV like this? Because you look
It
at
would
Nurse,
depend on yeah.
and I know that Nurse is different, not the point getter that Darren Radish is. Darren Radish has had 70-point season, but like at 30 years old, that's a big AAV now.
It is a big, well, it's actually not too bad, Eddie, when you think about it, with the cap going up. And when you think about when he's 32, 33 years old, it's probably going to be a bargain contract. I'm sure he could have got even a tad more.
Really, eh?
I think maybe someone might have thrown something at him. Maybe it wouldn't have been for the 8 years, so they wouldn't have had a trade and sign. He would have had to go to free agency. We'll see what happens, but
What a payday, though. You said 4 mil up to
about
this point?
4.2. Like I just looked, if you look at his contract situation and what he signed with Tampa Bay in 21-22, and he signed for $750. Then he signed, the next deal was for $762, and then $975 and $975. So he's basically been league minimum or under his entire career. He never got anything going. He was never drafted. Played in Erie, so very familiar with Connor McDavid, obviously, and everything like that. Played with Connor McDavid in 2014, 2013. Played under Chris Knobloch, So this is a guy that has that history with Connor McDavid. But even in the OHL until his final year, he was never a point-a-game defenseman kind of thing. He had 48 points in 60 games, 40 in 66. The last year, he had 81 points. But then he went down in the American Hockey League for about 4 or 5 years, finally gets a call up to Tampa Bay, and doesn't really gain any footing till 2023. So
Didn't stop working. And that's how it goes.
he pushed himself.
Exactly. Yeah.
We've been talking about that a lot, how players have to push themselves. They should not need someone else to push them. I think, okay, am I right in saying this, Eddie? Because this is what the comments were from Connor McDavid and whoever else. I can't say it's Connor McDavid. It's from the guys that were interviewed or whatever, or had part of their conversation with Mike Babcock, who, by the way, is going to be the next head coach after everything happened yesterday. But you heard the line, we want someone to push us. So I said it, and you texted in. I said,
I did.
So every player needs to push themselves. It's that little maybe 1% or 2% that someone else, if it's a coach or a teammate.
Yeah, you have the coach that is a good motivator, especially if he earns the trust of the locker room that, you want to play for him. You've heard me on these airwaves say, oh, I'd love to play for so-and-so, or like a Mike O'Shea when Winnipeg was in their absolute prime years going to Grey Cups left and right.
Yeah.
You could see that the team really wanted to play for their coach. Yeah, that takes you a little bit further. But, man, at the end of the day, Kevin, you got to do it yourself. In the off seasons, when you don't want to work out, you got to get up and put that work in. When you don't want to watch the extra film to get a little bit better, just an inch better, you got to do that and spend the time. It's not, a coach can't take you there. The players have to do it on their own. A coach can only lead you so far. A player is the one who's putting on the jersey and the helmet, and they have to go out there and do it themselves. So, yeah, I get there's the motivational aspect of a coach and what they can bring. But at the end of the day, when you strip it all away, the players have to lead themselves. The players have to look out for themselves in the locker room, and they have to be the authority in the locker room.
We got all morning and many subjects to talk about. Of course, the Double E home to Montreal tomorrow afternoon. We started the show with Canada's big win over Qatar with a 6-0 victory, the biggest moment for Canadian soccer men's program in the history. They kept the foot on the pedal. They were down 2 men with 2 red cards, so there was the opportunity to do that. Did you watch any of the game?
I caught that.
I did.
I caught some of it, and then, of course, the deep highlights. But They needed to do what they did.
Yeah.
Right. It was expected that they would probably get the win. Right. Superiorly better
so, yeah,
team.
1 or 2-0, whatever it was, but they really
Put the
hammered
foot
them down.
down. It was nice to see.
Losing Kone is big. And once it got to be about 5-0, I thought, okay, well, David scored late to get the hat trick. And I was thinking, and they were still pressing. And I was thinking, okay, enough's enough here a little bit because you're down to 9 guys. And I think that frustration showed by the Qatarians later, at the end of the game. But I always think about, you go back years and how many times other countries laid the boots to Canada. And they did. And they didn't hold back at all. And there were some lopsided losses.
And in a
Now,
tournament like this, you need those goals.
Well, at this point, they're way ahead of, now a draw against the Swiss next Wednesday gets them top of the table in Group B.
Hey, KK, what do you think about Jesse Marsh as a head coach?
Well, I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you, Eddie. I could see him, the anguish about losing Kone, which is, that's what you want from a coach, that look of going, man, we lost one of our guys, but I feel for him. His World Cup dreams are over, hopes are over for this year. So I don't know enough about him, I'll be honest.
I'm in the same category, but from what I can see, I like that spark that he has. He's got the spunk, and he seems to be a guy who keeps it real with his players. I really do like that.
Signed, a contract extension to move into 2030. So, hey, 7-11, let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne on a Friday. Good morning, Duke.
Morning.
Lots of requests coming in already, big guy.
A couple coming across the wire, so it's always encouraged. Great, we can get the docket filled up and filled out. Make my job nice and easy throughout the course of the morning.
Hey, just got a text from the J-Dog, who's taking us out for supper next Friday. Bought it through the Jason Greger auction. He texted in, hey, where can a guy find the U Sports Football All-Century team list? I'm interested to see who's on it. I've been searching for months.
Well, it's kind of like held in very private quarters.
Yeah, it's like the Cadbury secret.
The Canadian Football Hall of Fame, they keep it under lock and key.
They keep that in the vault at the U of M.
Yeah, for prestigious eyes only.
Bobby texts in, oh my goodness, a team trading a player to another team in the same division? Now all the secrets will be revealed. How will Tampa survive? Obviously making a mockery of the Vegas Golden Knights. Great text. Bobby. It's really good, actually. Hey, we've got a jam-packed show. We've got the Elks taking on Montreal tomorrow. I was down there on Wednesday, Eddie, and it was pouring rain and hailing, and these guys are just going, they don't care nothing. And Mark Killam says, we practiced. Did you see how the practice tempo stepped up? Did you see that? He goes, did you see that?
He was fired up about it, huh?
Did you see that? And I'm like, yeah, I did, Killer.
Good.
So
they need that, man.
Yeah. And I don't know if you heard this, I was on the sidelines. I went around, was at Clarksdale, and Ed Herbie was on the other side by the soccer stands. And as soon as I got over there, I luckily had a hoodie on. As soon as I got over there, she started coming down pretty good and hailing. And Ed had the beautiful Edmonton Elks rain jacket with the
black
hoodie. Yeah. Beautiful. And he looks at me and goes, you sure you want to be standing out here?
And what'd you do? You probably ran across.
I said, not really. I said, our conversation's done. And I ran around to the other side and I went in the press box. Yeah. So just the way he said it.
So here's a funny one, KK. Last Thursday, I was getting some new grass in. On my front, I got the rock out, got the sod laid.
Did you get it from Commonwealth?
No, I didn't. But as Buddy was laying it, a loyal soldier of ours, a good listener, looks up, he says, hi, now you're gonna have a better yard than KK. Gave me a good laugh because I didn't know him at all. He just looked and he knew me. And then I was leaving to go and do some errands, and I forgot something in the house, some rice cakes, my snack. I run in, I get my rice cakes, and I'm walking out to my car. He says, oh, I thought you were getting your boiled eggs.
Jordy texts in and says, check Eddie's pockets for hard-boiled eggs. Did you bring some in today?
Oh, they're in the bag. I was going to offer you boys a snack.
So why did you take these eggs to the airport? How did you get through security?
You can bring food through security. You can't bring liquid, but you can totally bring food. You could bring a steak dinner if you want. But it was too early in the morning, man.
What did the guy say?
Nobody saw. Nobody saw. I had to go and sneak and eat them in the corner. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to stink up the main gate area.
Yeah, but you were looking for a microwave, weren't you?
I asked the convenience store.
Oh boy. Coming up on the big program, we're going to start things off talking about tomorrow's CFL game at Commonwealth Stadium. Again, no Thursday night game, Eddie. What happened? What's going on?
I bet you wish you had some entertainment. I know I looked on Twitter and people said, I wish there was a Thursday game.
Yeah, but 3 games tomorrow.
I don't like that triple header.
And again, summer solstice is Saturday night, Sunday night, whenever it is. This is the weekend where you have an 8 p.m. game.
Yeah. And the weather too. We all know what the weather is going to be. There's no, skirting around it. It's going to be a rainy day on Saturday for the home opener. Bite your teeth. Come watch a win.
Unless you've got a camp.
I won't be there. Hey, I'll be outside in the rain, thugging it out myself. So
Montreal Alouettes play-by-play man Sean Campbell will be with us right after the break. We got Mark Spector at 8:00. We'll talk a fair bit about Babcock and moving forward with the Oilers. I'm sure probably early next week will be some sort of an announcement. We'll go in or out with Eddie. Liam Harobin from Oilers Nation in the 9:00 hour. Another edition of Cam and Eggs. 10:00 golfing with the Gary Meyer, golfing with the G-Man. This is a guest, Eddie. This is going to be one of our best guests ever. Todd Graves. This guy he got to be friends with Mo Norman, and he has done clinics. This is going to be an amazing interview because he's basically Mo Norman mastered. It's called the single plane swing, and I urge our listeners to just check Todd Graves out on his website, toddgraves.com. It's a simple way to find him.
So
gravesgolf.com, pardon me.
Real quick, KK.
Don't ask me what about the single plane swing. What is it?
Yeah, that's what I was.
We don't have time to talk. We could go on and on and on, but we'll touch on it. And then obviously Gary Meyer has a strong and a rich past with Mo Norman. The easiest way, say it quickly here, is Bryson DeChambeau has the similar, and it's just all about impact, and Mo Norman used to call it railway tracks. I'm going to get you the website, Eddie. You can read it and you're going to go, wow, I got to see it. I got to watch this. I got to see this. I got to listen to this.
You expect me to read?
I do. Yes. When we come back, we're going to tee up tomorrow's Montreal Alouettes Edmonton Elks game with Sean Campbell. Elks play-by-play man. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, Eddie Steele on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Okay. New strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Cattail Crossing Golf and Winter Club. Fun and friendly with morning rates Monday to Thursday. Just $65 for 18 holes with cart. $55 for seniors. Includes a $5 food voucher for dining at Cattail's Out of Bounds restaurant. There's early bird golf Saturday and Sunday. $50 for 9 holes with cart and snack voucher. 9 and dine Fridays after 4. $130 per pair for 9 holes, cart, and a $40 Out of Bounds gift card. Plus, Glow Golf every second Friday and bring your dog golfing on Mondays. Visit cattailcrossing.ca.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
The best way to experience Elks football is being there when it happens. From single game to flex packs, group tickets, and family packs. Your seats, your way. Ticket packs available now at goelks.com/tickets. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
Hi, Edmonton. Fuel prices are climbing, and Subaru fights back with the all-new, all-electric 2026 Trail Seeker. With up to 444 kilometers of range, fast charging, legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, the Trail Seeker is built to help you go further. And when summer adventure calls, it's ready with towing capacity of 1,587 kilograms. Test drive the all-new Trail Seeker. Visit your local Subaru dealership today and seek every trail. Welcome to Uncommon.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 721 in Edmonton. Hey, that's from the request line on Playlist Friday. Get them in. We'll get them on 833-401-1440. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing, the MVP that you did not know that you needed. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrreuter.ca. As we welcome in Sean Campbell, Montreal Alouettes play-by-play man. Good morning, Sean. You're with Kevin Karius and the Grey Cup champion with the Edmonton Eskimos from 2015, the great Eddie Steele. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Eddie. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Big game tomorrow. Are you just on your way to the airport? What time are you guys flying out here?
Flight is in about an hour, and then I think we land mid-afternoon in Edmonton, and then we have the afternoon game tomorrow for the home opener for the Elks. Really looking forward to this because it's the first time we'll have the Fajardo versus Alexander matchup.
Absolutely. And maybe just a quick thought on how the Elks, in your eyes, have been playing to start the season here, Sean, with 2 wins to get out of the gates here.
I think it's been exciting. I think it's been entertaining. I think that the Alouettes have played with a little bit of fire, meaning they've given the opposition some opportunities that maybe they did not want to give. The game in Toronto, they had the lead, but then they gave it up. So it's been a lot of back and forth. They've been trailing games and not giving up on games. So clearly, Davis Alexander on the offense has that quick strike ability, but they've been a little sloppy on the defensive side and probably don't want to give up as many points as they have so early. But yeah, I think they're happy with their ability to go out on the road and win one in Hamilton and then draw one out late at home.
Sean, I feel that this Als team really follows in the footsteps of their head coach, Jason Moss. They're gritty. They are such a gritty team. They're down but never out, and they play 3-phase football, and it's well-rounded football. Do you think that Jason Moss has now, what is he, in his 5th year in Montreal, Sean?
Yeah, like they definitely take on his personality. And I always find if you have a good coach, the team can follow that personality. And then this team plays like Jason Moss's personality. It doesn't matter what the score is. Doesn't matter where they are on the field. Oh, we're starting at the 2-yard line. No, we are expected to score. Oh, we gave it up a turnover and they're starting on a 2-yard line. No, we're going to make sure they don't score. Every time that someone steps on the field, it's an opportunity to do something. And that's exactly the mentality that Jason Moss always had. And I think that they follow it. He's a fiery character. And we know that maybe he's calmed down over the last few years with the Elks, but that fire's still in him, just probably not as apparent all the time.
Sean Campbell with us on Sports 1440. Well, you mentioned Davis Alexander here, and I mean, what he's been doing in the regular season, quite remarkable. He could go to 14-0 in the regular season with the win. That would tie a mark set by Levi Mitchell 10 years ago with the Stamps. What is it about Davis Alexander that makes him tick?
Well, there's another competitive guy that kind of feeds off his head coach. but it's a lot of determination and a lot of skill, a lot of arm power to go with Davis Alexander. If you bring up the undefeated streak, he definitely brings up the cup. He says, whatever you guys say about that undefeated streak, for him, it's done. He lost the Grey Cup. The streak is over. But we know for the regular season, all he does is win. But his ability on the field, and this is something that Danny Machocha has known for a very long time. He was third string for a couple of years, waiting in the wings. And anytime you talk to Danny Machocha about him, he's like, no, this guy's special. There's something about him. Just give him time. And he waited. He, like a good CFL quarterback, sat, worked with the backups, worked the second string, worked the practice roster, whatever he needed to do, and he learned. And when he got the opportunity to jump in as a starter, we've seen it so many times. There's a lot of quarterbacks that look rusty, that look a little intimidated. Was never the case. This quarterback is never intimidated by any situation given to him.
His receivers, his receiving core too. I mean, Tyson Philpott, Tyler Snead really complement him well. What is it about the chemistry that you see in that receiving core, and what basically Alexander sees in them as well here, Sean?
Yeah, I think a lot of has to do is because quarterbacks and receivers, they hang out a lot. I think that they've just been together, from the beginning on and off the field. These guys get along personality-wise. They get along in the off season. They get along during the season. They get along in the locker room. And that chemistry is apparent when you're out on the field. Yeah. And they lost Cole Speaker in that first game. And then it was like, who's going to step up here? There are still a couple receivers trying to find their way. Alexander Hollins came late last year. He's had a couple big moments. Jarrett Stearns in the home opener goes over 100 yards. And that's huge for the Alouettes. So it's not just Philpott and Snead, but clearly that's target number one and that's target number two. And a lot has to do with Philpott, Snead, and Alexander. The chemistry is not just on the field, it's off the field as well.
Now, Sean, based off what we've seen so far, and you mentioned it earlier, that the defense still maybe not exactly where they want to be playing yet. Not playing poorly, but they're not dominating games. They have Isaac Adedemi Berglund up front on the defensive line, a player that, as a Canadian defensive tackle that I love watching this defensive end play. I actually had the opportunity to coach him a bit when he was younger, coming out of high school. So there's a personal relationship there. Just talk about Isaac, though, in where he has come as a player, because last year he was one of the best defensive players in the league. And this year, maybe a slower start, but he's probably not playing the poorest of football at this point.
No, he's the heart of that defense, especially on the defensive line. And you're right, the kind of showcasing that he had last year on that defensive line, getting to the quarterback. And he's one of those guys on the team that if they do only rush for, and with Noel Thorpe, you never know if it's going to be a zero blitz or they're going to bring in extra bodies. But Isaac Adeyemi Berglund is definitely the heart of that defensive line. And when you're able to have a Canadian that can perform like that, it just gives you so many more options on the defensive side where you want to put a player here, there. It goes a long way. So, yeah, Isaac Adeyemi Berglund is someone that the Owls need to get to the quarterback, need to create some havoc. And I know maybe if you look at the sack totals, maybe it wasn't there for the Alouettes in the first 2 weeks. But if you look at how many times Chad Kelly last week got hit as he was throwing, how many times he was brought down, even though I thought Chad Kelly played a really good game, but that offensive line struggled to pick up some of these blitzes. He got knocked around a little bit, even though they don't have the exact sack total to go with it. And Noel Thorpe and the Owls defense, I know that they look at that more so than, they only have 2 sacks on the year.
Mm-hmm. Sean Campbell with us on Sports 1440, play-by-play man with the Montreal Alouettes. How about a local product for us here at a Harry Ainlay High School in Lowell, Uguak? How's Lowell look so far this year?
Lowell, he had the starter's position. Now they don't have too many defensive lines, so he gets in on the rotation a whole lot. This is just a beast on that defensive line, and if you're going to try and throw over him, good luck. If he's not breaking through or stopping the run, those big mitts are going to knock down a pass or two. He's good for probably a knockdown one every 2 games. Big moments, knocking things down, getting his mid. He's big on special teams. If they're going to throw the pump block in there because they use his big body and his mitts, this is the guy that he does what he's asked, and the team absolutely loves him. But yeah, this guy's got big skills, but watch out for those big hands, because those long arms and big hands, they knock down a whole lot of footballs.
Just like Eddie Steele used to, baby. Just like Eddie.
Willie Jefferson style.
Yeah.
Sean, we're taking a look at the Als team from our perspective over here, but let's flip that. Based off what you're seeing out of the Edmonton Elks, what are going to be some of the keys for the Als to come and have success? Because we all know it begins and ends with Justin Rankin over here in Edmonton.
Oh yeah, that's you just with the one game, and you see what Rankin was able to do. And for Fajardo having that safety net, looking downfield, okay, I'm just going to rank it. And, okay, we got 5 yards. I'm good on 2nd and 5. Fajardo's so comfortable in that situation. I love, we made the trip to Edmonton early last year again. And I remember, and being a Montrealer and knowing what Cody Fajardo did. And I know what they were trying with Trey Ford. But in my head, I'm like, Fajardo can win you games. And I think that it took Edmonton a while to realize that Fajardo's going to win you games and put him as a starter. And he just reads the play so well. He's so cool, calm, collected. And having a guy like Rankin next to him is like that dual threat. Okay, I don't have my receivers. I can just dump it off. I'll get 5. Maybe I'll get 8. Maybe I'll get a first down because he's so dynamic. The matchup's going to be interesting here because the Alouettes are dealing with a couple injuries. And we'll see who's going to be in or who's going to be out here, as I know the roster is going to be revealed very soon. But Tyrese Beverett, limited action last week. He's been dealing with a neck injury. Najee Murray did not play last week. They tried Arthur Hamlin over at the Sam, and then they had to move Robert Kennedy as Hamlin got beat a couple of times. This is, and then you have Rankin. If Beverett or Najee Murray or these guys aren't in this game, that's going to open up some lanes and put a lot of pressure on whoever's filling in at the time. It's going to be Bubba Bolden, or if it's going to be Hamlin again, or even Jeffrey Conte Arcu. So that, to me, I'm looking at the linebackers versus running back matchup in this game because of the potential injuries on the defensive side for the Owls.
I wish you could have heard our conversations about a year ago, Sean, talking about Cody Fajardo and Eddie saying he can win this team games. Yep. When we were the discussion between Trey Ford and Cody Fajardo was a daily conversation, on the airwaves here. So, but that's how it went last year. Hey, will Mario Alford be ready to go here soon, or what's the status after signing him just recently?
Well, he was at practice, so. Coming in, they got rid of Phillip Brooks. It was really a slow start for him after James Fletcher Jr. Left the organization. Devontae Dedmon was signed, but he's on the 6-game injured, which is pretty much what he's done the last few years. I would expect Mario Alford to play. I mean, you just get the ball and run as fast as you can. I think that's something that he could do. I think being a veteran, I think he can be just dropped in right away, and he'll be able to, help out the Alouettes in the return game. If they want to wait a week, maybe they will, but he was at practice this week and practicing. So I'm expecting after seeing that signing that he's going to play.
Hey, Sean, pardon my ignorance, but I got to ask, do you work alongside former teammate of mine, Marc-Olivier Brouillette, or does he do the French broadcast?
Marco's in the car with me right now on the way to the airport. So
my guy. Tell him he's the second best dressed Saskatchewan Rough Rider 2017 behind the real deal.
Second best dressed Rough Rider in 2017. Okay.
Behind Eddie
Steele. Behind the real deal, of course.
Behind the real deal, Eddie Steele. Okay.
I don't know if he learned anything from Eddie, but if he did, he's probably eating about 4 hard-boiled eggs on the way to the airport here.
Marco always says he's still got a couple plays left in him.
Well, so does Eddie.
Yeah, that's about it. I got 2 plays, and that's about it. No, the one pick after me, 23rd overall in the same draft. He had a heck of a career in Montreal and then in Saskatchewan. So I knew he was doing the broadcast. So give him a little bit of love for me, Sean.
Definitely will.
Hey, Sean, thanks so much for your time. Safe travels, and we'll probably see you tomorrow down at Commonwealth. Take care, man.
All right, perfect. Looking forward to it, guys.
Sean Campbell, Montreal Alouettes play-by-play man. And our headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter. Batting 1,000 against clogs. That's mrrooter.ca. Boy, you know everybody, don't you, Eddie?
Marco.
Yeah.
He was a good player, man. Good safety. Marco Bruyette.
Yeah. So you guys were workout warriors.
Yeah, we were, Jeff Heck, who we've had on the program in the past. There was a group of 3 or 4 of us that would show up at 7 a.m., get our lifts in before, because guys want to lift after practice, but you're tired, right? You want to go home and chill. So the real grinders, they're there at 7. Catch me there at 7.
Speaking of like grinders and stuff, did you happen to hear the interview I did with Austin Mack?
No.
So I went down on Wednesday, and I didn't know this, but so I talked to Austin, and we actually, it wasn't that I was a little, because he kind of looked at me. So we're at Clark, and it started to rain again. And I said, can we just go under the thing here? Because I didn't want to get my recorder. Well, it's true, Eddie. I didn't want to get the recorder. And then we were a little out of the wind and, better audio and things like that. Anyway, so I asked him, I said, you're an older guy here now. What's it like to be sort of leading some of the younger guys? And I brought up Carter Kettle, specifically. And, he went on and talked. And I said, who are some of the guys that when that helped you get to where you are? And he says, it's funny. When I got to Montreal, there really wasn't that camaraderie. Like there wasn't someone that helped me in Montreal.
There wouldn't have been, no.
And maybe there was a jealousy, sometimes because you can get guys like that, right?
Yeah. I've played on some toxic teams, Kevin.
Because you're not taking my spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Montreal, when he came about 5-6 years ago, they weren't what they are now. No. That would have been early Jason Moss at best. And, they just weren't that team yet.
Yeah. Anyway, so I said, so who? And he ran down a list of a couple guys. And the one that he mentioned, basically, it was about more in the NFL. And the guy that he mentioned the most was Golden Tate.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, I thought it was a real cool angle. And then getting back to the physical stuff. So Golden Tate was just in the last episode or last series of Special Forces.
Yes.
Did you know
I watched it.
There you go.
I watched it.
So
love that show.
I said to him, so did you watch? He goes, and then he started, he didn't want to talk about it kind of thing. And then he said, I saw some stuff. He goes,
yeah,
but
I'm
not getting into it with my boy or my guy or whatever. He said,
I watched.
Said he had to buy him a Christmas present. One of those guys.
Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah.
You think you could do those challenges?
Some, not all.
I don't. So my thought is, I don't know, maybe I'm a meathead, but it's kind of like Fear Factor. They're not going to let you die on there. No. So why not just do it all? Like, I know you're scared, but you're hooked in. You're not going to die. You know what I'm saying? So why not just try every challenge?
G.I. Eddie.
Catch me scaling a wall.
Just essentially Drago. If he dies, he dies.
If I die, I die.
Oh, that's solid. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. 833-401-1440. Remember, it's Playlist Friday. Get them in. The Duke will get them on. That last one was Echo Beach. That was Martha and the Muffins that came in right off the hop. If you want a walk-up or an intro song, send it our way. It's a Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM Radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Saturday, June 20th is the day to be at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail. Come live the legend because the HD semi-truck is rolling in, bringing you the exclusive chance to test ride the powerful new 2026 models. All you need is your riding gear and Class 6 license to ride. Be there to enter to win a 2026 Liberty Edition Heritage Classic, floor prizes, and more. Don't miss the ultimate ride event of the summer. Locally owned and operated since 1980. Visit Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail or at hdedmonton.com.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
From the first pitch to the final out. Catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV, and 5 years ago, a lot of people bought their first RV. Not because they were really into the RVing, but because camping was literally the only thing you could do with your vacation time. You couldn't go on a cruise, travel was a nightmare. So you bought an RV, and you enjoyed it. But now you have all your options back again, and that RV you bought during COVID might be sitting around costing you money.
An RV needs love, care, and attention whether you use it or not, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. It's okay to declare it was the right solution for the time, but those times have changed, and you might find that an RV doesn't fit your plans anymore. And that's okay, because we can sell it for you. Pass it along to a family that would choose camping over anything else available in the world today. So bring it to Noble RV. Together, we'll celebrate what it did for you when you needed it and what it can do for you now that it's time to move on.
And that's Noble.
NobleRV.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 742 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you here on Sports 1440 AM radio. So you're glad you're with us on Friday morning, heading into the weekend again. Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. Get them in, we'll get them on. Tons of requests pouring in already. CB radio guy says, fellas, I don't like that take. If an athlete needs someone or something to help push them, it's a positive recognition that they realize this. Should this team and these players have sat and stayed status quo? We are not built the same, not all built the same. And if they think they need a push, is that not a sign of maturity? Also, Eddie, nice to hear your silky, smooth voice again on the radio this morning. Well, thanks for the last comment, CB radio guy. I think both Eddie and I are going to be, on the other side of this. A coach can help you, yes, but you think about Connor McDavid. Let's just use Connor and Leon for this argument here, because we don't know who spoke to whomever about what. But the comment that came out after everyone saying that Mike Babcock is the guy, we need to be pushed. Those two guys are world-class players. They've been pushing themselves for an awful long time here. Before they got to the NHL, in junior, even before that. A lot of that is, I think, sometimes can be from within all, you're born with it. It's like being a leader. I agree, CB guy, in the sense that there are instances and opportunities where someone can give you that one little bit more of a push. You just mentioned Eddie right now. What's the guy's name that you trained with in Saskatchewan?
Marc-Olivier Brouillette.
Okay. There would be times I'm betting, and we've never even discussed this once. And you said, well, we would lift before practice or we would train, whatever. I bet there was a time where Mark wasn't okay. Oh man. Okay. Let's drag our asses. Or there was a time when you did, but so you got a training buddy that would help you along, but it still has to come from within to get there and everything else. You can have that little bit of a push too. It helps.
Yes, it does help. And there's coaches that they'll give you a little extra juice, but at the end of the day, they can't be out there holding your hand. It's up to you as a player. And I guess the word that just comes to mind for me, because I've had hundreds of coaches, some I've really enjoyed playing for, some I haven't. Some can be quite detrimental, actually, but it's pride. It's a personal pride. So when I'm out there, I'm not thinking about beating the guy across from me to do it for my coach. I'm doing it for Eddie Steele to look good on tape and for my own personal pride, my ego, and my job. My job is to do that and to beat the man. Not for the coach. The coach I can't hear the coach from the sideline when I'm out there playing a play, Kevin.
Yeah.
It's all about my pride out there and not wanting to get beat. And that's how you get to the pros. You talk Connor and Leon, they're some of the best because they have that internal drive, that internal pride. You don't get to the NHL, CFL, NFL, any of these high levels of pro sport if you don't have that internal pride to not get beaten, to go and do it on your own.
When I read that comment, we need to be pushed and things like that, I almost felt like it's like they were getting away. I can get away with it for 10 years.
Totally.
Getting away with stuff for 10 years. Now you don't think you can get away with it.
And what does that mean, we need to be pushed? Because here you guys are racking up the awards. Are you subliminally talking to the rest of the room? Like, what are we talking about? We need to be pushed. Is it other fellas need to be held to a higher standard? And again, that stuff needs to be policed from the locker room. That stuff I know for myself. I never once, and I love my coaches, love them, but Ed Fillion was a D-line coach I had a lot of success under. I never thought, man, I'm out here playing for Ed. I need Ed to get me right. No, man, I'm playing to be the best player Eddie Steele can be. And that's flat out what it comes down to. The coach, all a coach truly is good for, in my opinion, the X's and O's are great in terms of motivating. A coach is good for a good rah-rah speech before a game, maybe at halftime, refocus you. And throughout a game, that's about it, man. They'll keep you on your P's and Q's, but that's all a coach can do. A coach can't be out there doing much more than some lip service, man.
Hammer Texan, is it being pushed or is it needing structure? Top players have known their jobs for years, but the bottom six in PK hadn't an identity for years. Well, there was a time over a period of time with the PK, let's start there, Hammer, under Chris Knobloch was the best going.
No doubt.
Was the very best going.
Yes, their specials were great.
So I don't know what that's all about, what you're thinking about there.
Is a coach going to push you when you turn the puck over down in the corner and you don't skate back to the blue line? Is a coach going to push you? No, man. That's you. And I'm talking about 97.
And okay, look at against Anaheim, Leon Draisaitl along the boards, a nonchalant play to get the puck out. 2 seconds later, it's in the back of the net.
A coach.
Connor McDavid back in the finals against Florida. Signal mirror, shoulder check, look behind you. Matthew Tkachuk comes off the bench. Instead, Connor goes to where the puck is on the face-off dot. Quick pass back. Puck's in the back.
What's a coach going to do?
That's yourself. That's internal, man.
And those are the best players. Yeah. So, yeah, a coach, maybe, sure, a little bit of structure and accountability, but we've even seen this Oilers team over the past couple of years. They'll go in these moments where they play really strong defense all of a sudden for like 2-3 weeks, and it's like, wow, where's this been? But then it evaporates, man. That's not coaching. That's the players playing.
And even Noel Rinsky says, as a lifelong coach of many sports, I have to disagree with Eddie. A coach has a huge impact. That's not what we're saying here. We're not saying a coach has no impact.
It's the motivating.
And again, the comment here, Noel, is about the comment that came from the players. We need to be pushed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that has to come internally. And then again, as we've said here, if you listen to what we're saying, a coach, a teammate, a lift partner can help you find a little bit more.
I'll sum it up like this. I have never once, and this is the brutal honesty of my 17 years of football in my life. I've never played for a coach. I've never went out there thinking I'm playing for this coach. I would play to not lose my job. I would play out of fear that a coach would sit me down, but never once have I lined up before a football play and think I got to play my tail off for this coach. And a coach has never gotten me there. I get fired up and motivated before a game myself. A rah-rah speech helps, but man, it's not something that I'm thinking about throughout the game. Play to play, even when I don't have success on a play, I'm not thinking, oh, I need my coach to get me right. No, man, it's an internal push. It's a total internal push. Your coach, what about in the offseason when you're not around a coach and you have lifts for 6 months and you're running and you're training your butt off? There's nobody in your ear. And that's what separates the true greats is that internal motivation. And I've played with some guys that don't have it. Not everybody has that, Kevin. And I'm not saying I'm different than others, but I've played with guys who don't have that same drive. And maybe they do need a little bit of a push. But at the end of the day, a coach can only coach. Players have to play. And you have to have that internal motivation to get to the highest of the high levels.
Mm-hmm. Text 833-401-1440. We're going to discuss Mike Babcock, I think, a lot with Mark Spector. I just wanted to circle back to Canada's 6-0 shutout over Qatar, and now it sets up the big game with the Swiss next Wednesday. And that's, this is a situation, again, you can get to, after basically the elimination round, if they want to call it that, with a tie and a draw. And you stay in Vancouver, which is massive.
It's huge.
Yeah.
That travel.
So, because you're top of the table, which would be great. Alphonso Davies, they said, Coach Marsh said on Wednesday night, he's available. So now this gives him another week. I think Edmonton soccer fans are really looking forward to the possibility of that. And again, now with Ishmael Coney, I know a different position, but man, if you can add a Davies, just to make your roster better for a Coney, that's going to be
just that skill.
Yeah,
to have that skill, that speed out there.
I thought the crowd was so good, and I think the country's really starting to get behind the team, and I think they have to ride that wave.
Well, the team is starting to show the country that this is a team to get behind. Yes, Canada has done some unprecedented things last World Cup just to get there, get the goal. Now again here. But this is different. The expectations are different, right? And we talked about it at the beginning of the program. The expectation was to come out with a dub yesterday, and they did it emphatically. So much like the Double E here, continue to build that trust with the fan base, with Canada's soccer fans. And they're starting to build that trust, and the momentum's going to grow. Man, they might mess around and finish top of their group in here, KK.
Well, again, now that puts you top of the table. And Swiss has a really good team, let's be honest. And they were the favorite to win this group.
Now I'll say that Swiss tied Qatar, though.
They did.
It was a draw.
I don't think they played particularly
Probably not.
well, though. I think the game against Bosnia-Herzegovina was a lot more indicative of what kind of roster and what kind of team they have. Having said that, I don't think if you told people that are the soccer experts that these two teams would be squaring off on the final game or first place in the grouping, most would say, yeah, I would say that. I'd say 95, 98% would say, yeah, that's what I think will happen. Should mention U.S. Open. They had to finish up round number 1. Wyndham Clark was amazing yesterday. The conditions for these guys got way better as the day went on, and they played almost till darkness. Did you see Wyndham Clark said, well, I'm going to finish this putt because he was hot.
Yeah, he was.
Same with Dustin Johnson.
Yeah,
he was
man.
hot. Those guys were really smoking hot at the end. Wyndham Clark's at 600 par. We had Keith Stewart on, and he said, no, the winning score is going to be under. You know how many guys have finished under in the history of the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills? This is the sixth time. The sixth time that the event has been played.
And how many winners finished under?
How many golfers?
The golfers.
Yeah, it would be 3. Yeah, Raymond Floyd, Retief Goosen, and Phil Mickelson. That's it.
I didn't know it was that fine of a number. Wow.
Do you remember? I don't know. Have you seen the video of Phil Mickelson?
Oh, of course. That's smart. I get it.
Yeah,
just take the two-shot penalty.
Reminded me of you.
Stop it, Kevin. Stop it. I can't believe you brought that up, man. That was
so.
stuff of nightmares.
Did you golf on your little?
No, I wasn't able to get away. No.
What
just
about even
quick
this
in
week?
and out.
Nothing?
I may or may not have something lined up today.
Really? May or may not?
We'll see.
Well, because the jokes were really flying when you had that picture of you holding 4 purses at this wedding. So what were they getting, a picture or something?
It
or
was,
what was
it was 5 purses.
5?
Yes.
Where was the other
5.
one hidden? We did a
I thought
deep
it was
dive
4.
on it.
I thought it was 5.
We did
Maybe
a
it
deep
was
dive.
4.
Fanny blew up the picture.
I look good, didn't I? That's the only reason.
Fanny says 4.
That's the only reason I put that picture up. Fella was looking real 007-ish.
So was that obviously you've worn that tie before because you only have the one black tie.
Oh my goodness. Get out of here, Karius.
What are you well,
you're silly, man.
But that was a new suit.
That was a new suit.
You bought a brand new suit for the wedding?
Yeah. I
Did
needed a nice black.
Really?
Yeah, I needed it. Got it all. Actually, you know where I went? Liam's dad. Adetto.
Really?
Remember Liam?
Yeah.
Toasty. Toasty. Yeah, I went to Toasty's Pops.
job.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Coming up at the top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. We'll discuss a few things. Oilers, we'll go in or out with Eddie as well. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by All-Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities, specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunications, and street lighting. That's All-Star Construction. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
First big move of the NHL's offseason coming over the wire overnight as the Maple Leafs have acquired Darren Radish from Tampa Bay in a sign-and-trade deal that sees the 30-year-old defenseman land with the Maple Leafs on a new 8-year deal carrying a cap hit of $8.25 million. Radish was on many lists as the number 2 available UFA heading into July 1st. World Cup action yesterday. Canada secures their first win in program history on the biggest stage, 6-0 over Qatar. Jonathan David with a hat trick in the victory, but overshadowed by Ishmael Kone's gruesome leg injury. He's going to undergo surgery and will miss, of course, the remainder of the tournament. Elsewhere, Czechia and South Africa tying at 1. Switzerland beat Bosnia and Herzegovina 4-1. And in the nightcap, Mexico flanking Korea 1-0 from Guadalajara. In the majors yesterday, the Blue Jays get past Boston 4-3 to complete the sweep. Tommy Nance picked up the injury, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hitting a home run early in the contest on the first pitch he saw in the ball game. Elsewhere across the majors, Seattle blank Baltimore 3-0. The Mets beat Philly 6-4. White Sox get one back over the Yankees 5-1, and the Athletics top the Angels 5-0. In the WCL last night, Edmonton also, they avoid the sweep at the hands of the Wenatchee Apple Sox with a 7-0 victory. And U.S. Open action, round number 2 from Shinnecock Hills in New York. Wyndham Clark, top of the table. He's 6 under on the week. He's through 6 today, shooting even par. High Canadian Corey Connors, he's tied in 6th, 2 under, including 1 under on the day through 7 holes. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector and check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas, Sector Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Looking for a solid 4x4 that checks all the boxes? The 2026 Jeep Compass is in stock now at St. Albert Dodge, and this is a great value, starting from just $36,900. It's a Jeep, so you've got 4x4 capability, plus features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, active lane management, a park view rear backup camera, and more. Over 30 in stock right now in just about every color you'd want. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Start your day with a blast of sports. Kevin Karius, along with Brandon Douglas, brings the fire, the fun, and the fearless takes. Weekdays, 7 to 11. Text Kevin, 883-401-1440. Mornings with Sports 1440.
Cougar Creek Golf Resort is only minutes from Edmonton, so it's incredibly easy to fit in the perfect summer game anytime. Enjoy our championship-length golf course surrounded by trees and rolling terrain. Book a tee time today. Go to CougarCreekGolf.com.
The world's biggest soccer tournament is here. When the match is on, you call the shots. Whether it's a parlay after working all day or a straight bet and straight to bed, Betway has what it takes for you to bet the Edmonton way. So when it's your turn to play the Edmonton way with Betway. Play responsibly. Alberta only. 18+.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply.
Get ready, outdoor enthusiasts, for the Kalmar Gun Show. Head to the Kalmar Hockey Arena today from 3 till 8, tomorrow 10 till 6, Sunday 10 till 3 for the premier event to buy, sell, and trade the best in hunting and sporting gear. Visit huntmaniashows.com.
Sports 1440. All sports, all day.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Thanks for listening to Edmonton's sports leader.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:01 in Edmonton. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by our good friends down at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC, where the June road trip ready event is humming along right now. It's the biggest sale of the year, too. You can enter for chances to win free gas for the summer, weekly prizes like detail packages, or even free tires, and a $20 multi-point vehicle inspection to get road trip ready. Check them out at northgategm.com as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec.
8:01, almost 8:02. You're behind your clock this morning, Kev. What's going on in there?
8:01, right? It's okay. It's 8:02 right now. It just changed, but you know why? Because Eddie Steele's back. Eddie Steele's back with a Spec.
Kevin Gregor Karius.
No.
Just gums up all the work, say, when he shows up.
Hey, I see. Finally, you're not at Wrigley Field or something like that.
Yeah, well, I figured I'd come outside for the first time in a while. It's nice out here, actually.
Where are you at? You on Spec's deck?
I'm out in the deck. Yeah, just enjoying a nice coffee in the morning. I don't get up quite as early as you two guys do.
Well, hey, Spec, we got a text from a guy yesterday. He's listening, and he said, "What are you making fun of Spec all the time for?" I said, I don't think we're making fun of Spec. And he goes, "Yes, you are." And we went back and forth. I said, "Oh, this is just friendly banter." And Spec throws barbs at us, and especially Eddie and whatever.
Yeah, we kid because we love, folks. That's how it works in our business.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I get in trouble with my wife because I've grown up in sports and everyone kids each other all the time. And sometimes, you know, there's a fine line. Like if you know it really bugs a guy, that's where you go, right? And you go right to the place that hurts the most. But you know, you got to watch out sometimes. And sometimes I throw some friendly barb at my wife, Shelka, and she's like, looks at me like, "Why would you say that?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know, like that's what we say."
Me and KK are sheepishly laughing here because I can guarantee we have both done the same. I know you have, Gary.
I'm only kidding, man. I'm only kidding. Well, that hurts my feelings.
Oh man. So well, I guess everything kind of got settled late yesterday morning with Mike Babcock as far as the NHL investigation went. What are you expecting here next week sometime?
Well, I guess it's time to, you know, I think we've all made our opinions known on this thing, and Mike Babcock's coming to town. He's going to be the head coach. They're going to announce him, I would predict, on Tuesday, but that's up in the air. So what are you getting in Mike Babcock, right? You're getting a guy that knows his way around behind the bench for sure. We've talked at length about the man and the person, and we'll probably get more of that, but they're getting a guy that I think is willing to hold their top players to account and that's important. And the only one that doesn't jive with me, Kev, is one of the things this team's needed forever is a coach that can somehow include his third and fourth line guys. They need to build a better team here. It can't be a few leaders and a bunch of guys who follow. And I'm not sure that Babcock's ever had the great rapport with those third and fourth line guys that I think this team needs. So I guess he'll have to figure that out.
Well, if you look at the players that he's coached in the past, the makeup of the teams have been quite different, would you say, than what he's getting into?
Why? What do you mean?
Well, okay, like right now he's got the two of the best players in the world. It was different when he was in Detroit. Those were like, Datsuk and Zetterberg were a different makeup. He had Lidstrom, but it was a different makeup of a team is what I'm saying. So this makeup of this Oilers team is a little different than teams that he's coached in the past.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, every team's unique for sure. Every team's unique. Edmonton has its own advantages. Like they've got some very good players and they've got some elements of their team that make them good. And then they've got some issues that Stan Bowman has to, furnish his head coach with some better options than he's currently got. And that's going to be Bowman's job. There's some cap space here and there's some clear needs in this team and some signings that got to happen. So, we do not know the finished product of this roster. We're finding out who the head coach is going to be, but we're not exactly sure who he's going to be coaching yet, are we?
No. Well, like DJ Smith is probably rumored to be along with him. No spec or
rumored. Yeah. Rumored. One of the things that, sorry, Eddie,
go on. Sorry, Spec.
One of the things that I've heard from more than one person is that Babcock is he can be an emotional guy, and that's probably what's got him in trouble sometimes, but it's also what makes him who he is. And it's not always bad to have an emotional coach, but what he requires is a guy right at his right hand who can sometimes say, hey, hold on, that's not a good idea right now. Let's not make this decision tonight. Let's make it in the morning. Things like that. He needs a bit of a governor, and lots of coaches have had that, in a different way. Glenn Sather had John Muckler in a different way, and Muckler did some things that made Sather look real smart. So I don't know if that guy's DJ Smith or not, Kev. I'm not sure.
Hard to say, and then add Teddy Green in that mix too, right?
What
Absolutely,
about Paul
Teddy
Coffey,
Green.
guys?
For sure.
Do you think that he potentially would be on the staff solely because of, upper management puts him there, or I should say owner puts him there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind having Paul Coffey on any staff because he's a smart guy. But I don't love any staff where the first move we make is the owner puts his own guy on there. I don't love that. The optics of that are poor.
Yeah.
Let's face
I
it,
don't
whether
see it
it's
happening.
Paul or anybody. Sorry?
I don't see it happening. I think Paul's direction or place moving forward with this organization is higher up.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope Paul's around.
If he wants it.
Yeah.
So before we talk about the coaching staff, something has to take place, and I'm very curious about this, and that's going to be the media avail. Do you think that I know you're not shy to ask hard questions, Spec. Do you think that it's going to become somewhat challenging towards Babcock from some of the media, or do you think do you anticipate it just being very smooth? Because there are some critical questions I think that need to be answered.
Yeah, no. I think first of all, we've experienced this before. I think you could say that there wasn't, the collective media didn't leave any stones unturned when Stan Bowman's was unveiled as the general manager. There was questions that needed to get asked there, and they all got asked, in my opinion. I don't recall anyone leaving there saying, oh my God, they didn't ask any of the hard questions by any means. And I think that it will be, an interesting press conference. And I would say that, in any press conference, the PR people like Jamie Cartmel, they'll debrief with the coach beforehand, and they'll say, look, here's probably what you're going to get asked, and you should have an answer ready for this. And I think that the last 2 weeks of all of us talking about and giving our opinions on the hiring of Mike Babcock would have forewarned the Oilers that there's some dissenting opinion out there among the main media people in this town. So yeah, that will be a press conference, Eddie, that I would want to watch live on sportsnet.ca.
Jamie Cartmill could be the most important part of this news conference.
How come?
Well, as you said, he's going to have he's going to be debriefing both guys. And then I'll be honest, I think the questions that are going to be asked to Mike Babcock equally as hard and to the point questions will be asked to Stan Bowman as well. Maybe even more so in my mind.
Well, I mean, Stan Bowman made some promises that, he came out of that Chicago situation, and to his credit, he did a lot of work. Like, he did a lot of legwork on his way to earn his spot back in the game. And we talked a lot about that at his press conference. And he said, the things I've learned are going to help me be a better person. And I'm going to show you, it's not about talking about it. I'm going to show you that I have learned. And he had Kyle Beach's blessing, and he had Sheldon Kennedy was at the press conference and gave him his blessing, right? The respect group. Remember that, Kev?
Yep.
And so I think there's a very legitimate question on how Bowman is delivering on that promise by bringing back a guy who's one of the game's noted bullies and putting him in a position of power once again. And I guess the secondary question is, just as Bowman did all that personal work to make himself a better person, and I believe that, and I thought he deserved a second chance. What work has Babcock done to deserve the third chance here? Does he have similar stories? Does he have other similar people in his life who can attest to the fact that he's worked on this issue that he has? Or is he just walking in the door expecting it to fix himself?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This
Eddie.
press conference, this has to be in person. There's no way on earth they could do this and try and go by Zoom, could they?
No.
It's in person. It's in person in Edmonton.
Good.
Sunday's Father's Day, right? So you're not having a press conference on the weekend. Monday would be a travel day. Probably Tuesday would be a press conference day. That's how I would see it. Unless there's a glitch in the contract, it gets pushed back a day.
Mm-hmm. As you said, you brought up Stan Bowman and Kyle Beach and said, he deserves, Kyle said, I don't know his exact words, respect, but he deserves another opportunity here.
Yep.
Do you think you're going to have some players say that moving forward here about Babcock in the next little bit?
I don't know. You know what? That's a fair question. We've all been sort of searching around the hockey world for that voice. And I've not seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I did see an agent come out yesterday.
Milstein
came out and said that his guys had never had any problem with him. I saw Jerry Johansson on Bob's show say basically the same thing. I'm fine having him here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a couple agents in his corner, and that's good. And somewhere out there, there are some players who probably would have that to say. And I would suggest to you that it wouldn't surprise me, Kevin, if there was an Oilers player or two at that press conference. If I'm the Oilers, I'm bringing Zach Hyman to that press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or even Connor,
or Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah. If those guys have spoken to Babcock and endorsed him and have said to Bowman, this is the guy we want. The quote was, we want to be pushed. I want one of those players there for sure tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever the day is to help smooth this thing. In Edmonton, if Connor says it's okay, it's okay. So yeah, I'm flying Connor in. I'm flying for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think Connor should be there.
Yeah, it'd be a good buffer and someone to answer those questions. Now, the one thing you talk about when it comes to Babcock is we've heard, all the negativity and everything that he has done over the years and how he's done players wrong. And this agent that you mentioned came out and said that so neither of his clients ever had issues. There is not a lineup of people here lining up to back up Mike Babcock. It's quite the opposite, actually. There's a lineup of people ready to dish about him, but not a lot of people come into his defense. And to me, I'm not a very smart guy, but that's quite telling.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I guess I'd say to you, we should probably talk a little bit about the coach that the Oilers are getting. And yeah, he's been a hard coach. Scotty Bowman was a hard coach, Eddie. A lot of guys out there didn't like Scotty Bowman.
True.
And Scotty Bowman was a very good coach. Daryl Sutter. I know guys don't like Daryl Sutter one bit who played for him, and that's fine.
Chris Jones was a bad coach for football. I mean, people didn't like him, but I had success under him, and I liked what he did. He didn't jive with a lot of people. I get that. Now, when it comes to Mike Babcock, let's talk about his coaching. His past 7 years, I mean, it hasn't been quality coaching. He has even won a playoff series.
Well, there hasn't been any coaching.
Well, no, I mean 7 years of active coaching. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. There hasn't, I mean, he doesn't have any playoff success. He doesn't have, much postseason success. So what has he done for me lately, I guess, what I would be saying?
Yeah, that's fair, right? Lately, not much. I mean, I guess I'd say to you that, in terms of coaches who took over the Toronto Maple Leafs and didn't have success, you can just throw him on the pile. I'm not sure if we could say any more that not having success in Toronto makes you a bad coach. I think we probably all agree it goes deeper than that. So, I mean, Sheldon Keefe didn't have any success there. The list is long of guys who couldn't pull it off. His last few years in Detroit, they went out in the first round, once in the second round, or twice in the second round. I mean, not a ton of success. I've been told about Mike Babcock these things. He's really, really, really prepared. He's a be at the rink at 6:30 in the morning guy. He demands a ton from his assistants and his staff, a ton, and sometimes perhaps unreasonably so, but he demands as much work ethic and focus on hockey as he gives. He's a hockey guy 26 hours a day. He is always on, and he expects that from others, which also can be a problem because not everyone's wired that way. I'm told that he always has the right guys on the ice. This is a coach that is absolutely prepared, runs an excellent bench. So these are the positives that you hear about the coach. He's a good hockey coach. So let's see if he's given the proper tools in Edmonton, a better team than he had in Toronto, if he can do something with it.
Spec, I see you got your Sports Central hat on. How's the golf tournament organization going?
Well, it's going very well. Thanks for asking. We got some jerseys just starting to roll in here from some of the NHL teams. Speaking of the Leafs, almost every year the Leafs are one of the very first teams to deliver like a signed Matthews jersey, right? To the Leafs' credit, guys, here's this little tournament up in Northern Alberta, and the mighty Toronto Maple Leafs, they don't just send like a fourth liner. They send a signed Matthews jersey for our auction, and good for them. So next time you're ripping the Leafs, remember that.
Well, hey, how about Darren Radish, Spec? Darren Radish.
Yeah, Darren Radish. That's hey, listen, they need defensemen there. I've been saying about the Leafs forever. Like whatever they do, their defense has been so weak. So 8 years for a 30-year-old who's had one really productive year. That's a gamble. But they need defensemen. They need top four defensemen if they're going anywhere. So good. I will say our tournament in July 22nd, and there's not many spots left, Kev. Not many. So I'm counting on both you guys as celebrities. Fair enough.
You got Eddie as a celebrity?
You got Karius?
Okay. I want to be in the group near Eddie, like behind him behind him, actually.
You want to hit into him?
Yes.
Hey, Spec, I got a stack of cards. If you need anything signed, let me know, baby.
Okay, man. I want an old Eddie Steele jersey or something.
I got you.
Does Eddie have Roman numerals on those jerseys back then?
As Eddie always says, Spec, there's really only 197 in this town.
That's right. He had to ask me for that number.
Would he,
right.
What's that? Buy you a sub from the Italian Center to take that number from you?
I didn't even need that much. Just a donut.
Hey, Spec, have a wonderful weekend, big guy. We'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, boys.
Yeah, Mark Spector on the mark. Brought to you by our really good friends over at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you. Check them out at northgategm.com. I could just see, you having a table there, at Sports Central. There's a little desk there, kind of, Eddie. Have you been to Spector?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can just...
A little signing station.
You can just have it. We'll put a sign up behind you, Eddie Steele.
All the merch is going to be there still because nobody's grabbing it.
For a nickel a piece.
Well, Brian brought these pictures and you could sign those. Why don't you do that?
We can't get rid of these. These are going up in frames on the walls here at some point. Really? Or maybe down our hallway of fame.
I got
the
an
Sports
idea.
1440 Hall of Fame.
At Specs Tournament, instead of a kissing booth, the traditional kissing booth set up and I'll flex and people can come and feel the biceps.
I can't wait. I hope that we're behind you. Oh, I got to see this. How has your golf game like improved since we played last?
Yeah, man. It has improved, man. A lot, actually.
Why? What do you mean?
Today, the focus is, limiting the strokes around the green. That's the focus. Up until today, it was, clean contact, don't lose balls. Now I'm sharpening up the finish to my game.
And what's been the best score so far this year?
92.
92.
Man, not good. I'm a plug.
Oh.
I don't know how I hit 84 once in my life. I don't know how.
When was this?
2 years ago.
I don't believe it. You sure?
I don't know how, man. I did. I don't know how, but I did.
Eddie's getting a little weak. You might have to dip into the hard-boiled eggs here.
Ooh, good call. I got 3 of them on deck. One for me, you, and Duke.
I'll eat one.
Yeah, right. You won't even eat a peanut butter sandwich.
I eat hard-boiled eggs all the time.
Yeah. Do you eat the yolk in it?
Everything.
Nice.
As long, yeah. Well, do you have salt and pepper?
You swallow it whole, Kev?
No, that's pickled egg.
You slurp it.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
you
a
need
pickled
a
egg.
little bit of the lubrication on the pickled egg.
Yeah.
Right down the
I'll
gullet.
have one right now. You get it ready. I'll eat it right now.
Done.
Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Good to go.
With Mortgages to Go, you'll be good to go. Mortgagestogo.ca says yes when the banks say no. That's why Alberta has trusted Mortgages to Go for over 23 years. If you need cash and have equity in your home, you're approved instantly, guaranteed. Call 1-888-888-5998. That's 1-888-888-5998. With Mortgages to Go, you'll say,
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This deal's only good till 6 o'clock tonight. We need your credit card to hold the color. Hold the color. Summer package. Winter package. And the ever-famous re-PDI fee. I gotta pay you to rebuild the car? Does this sound familiar? At Northgate, we do things differently. We offer 0% financing, a great selection of new, pre-owned vehicles. So if you'd like to do business a different way, stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country. You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact because our team is built on second chances and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Say hello to your new favorite drinks. Introducing new McCafe Refreshers. Icy cool, undeniably refreshing, and available in 3 flavors. Strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple, and blackberry passion fruit. Only at McDonald's.
There's one game that kicks off summer, June 20th at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The Elks home opener, Elks Alouettes, presented by James H. Brown, Alberta Injury Lawyers. Lock in your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets. Our city, our year.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Who requested that, Duke? What is it anyway? Sounds like the guys, when they go on Americans Got Talent
and they're just like playing it on their cheeks. Yeah, it's popcorn by Hot Butter.
Hot Butter. Wow. Text 833-401-1440. Heavy Chevy just texted in. Hey, Eddie, speaking of football cards, and Eddie, you might have to take your earbuds out and walk around here. Here's one for you. A bit before your time as a fan, but figured you might appreciate it as a former Winnipeg resident. So you never know who wants your cards for how long they will be kept. That's Trevor Kennard, the old kicker for the Blue Bombers. Signed. You remember Trevor Kennard?
Oh, I remember Trevor.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I know him well. I played high school football with his son, Jake. His son, Jake, was our quarterback and our punter at Calvin High School.
Kidding.
Jake Kennard. And then I trained with Trevor at a gym later in life, too.
Really?
Yep. Nice guy. Really nice guy. Played, so many years in Winnipeg. I want to say, I don't know if you have his bio in front of you, but he played.
Trevor, yeah, he was
upwards of 20 years, man.
He was like the Louis Passalia, as Brian Hall would say, of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Yeah. Halsey would never say Passaglia, right? It was always Passalia. That's how they say it.
Yeah, it was Trevor Kennard and Bob Cameron for years in Winnipeg, the two kickers.
Did I ever tell you the story listening to Halsey about 25 years ago? Because he used to do the Tony Roma's commercials. Did I ever tell you the story?
No.
So he's doing this, and they were called live reads, and Halsey was the first guy to do, and we do them all the time, like Mark Spector, brought to you by da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
Halsey would do Tony Roma's, and anyway, so he's doing Tony Roma's, the best tasting ribs in North America, and on, and they got a lot of bang for the buck. Anyway, some guy phones in and says, and that was back when you took calls and stuff.
Yeah.
And some guy phones in and says, Brian, Tony Roma's don't even have the best tasting ribs on 51st Avenue. Never mind North America. and then, so there's a big long pause, and Halsey goes, well, you don't like the ribs? We got chicken. We got burgers.
Nice. Well played. That's a vet right there, man. I love Halsey. My most classic memories of Halsey would be I'm down as a player on the field at third quarter break heading into the fourth. And Halsey's on the mic. 3, 2, 1. We're going fight on Eskimos. Yeah. Oh, that's forever ingrained in my mind. Seeing Halsey up on the Jumbotron leading the song.
Yeah, right out of the booth, just like Harry Carey used to do. And then he's been, I don't think he's doing it anymore, but he would do it in the stands, and
yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah, that's one thing. Maybe they could bring that back. I don't know.
Yeah, that was.
It doesn't sound the same though.
No, it doesn't.
Fight on Edmonton.
Yeah, it's different. They tried to keep it, and they don't have the Elks in there, but
they still do it. What do you mean bring it back? They still do it.
No, they changed it a bit.
I know they changed the name obviously, but they still do the song.
Yep. Yeah. I love the fight song.
That was Dave that requested that earworm request, popcorn by Hot Butter. It's Dave. Thanks for playing my request. It's going to be in everybody's head for the rest of the day. I don't know. It kind of is, isn't it?
I love me some butter popcorn.
Text 833-401-1440. Hey, tomorrow afternoon, this is a big measuring stick. I think a lot of people would say that Montreal's the best team in the East by far.
For sure.
Okay. Are they the best team in the league? You could make an argument for it.
They're not as sexy as the Riders or as the BC Lions. They're gritty.
Let me throw this at you. If they have a healthy Davis Alexander for the entire season, are they the best team in the league?
Yeah, they're a problem because they're well-rounded, right? Their defense not playing lights out right now, but they're, again, a gritty team. There's no quit in this team. There's no dying. And when you have a team in the CFL that even if you're down 2-3 scores in the fourth quarter, and they've shown through 2 games that they can do that comeback and still be in games, that's a tough fire to be playing with. And Davis Alexander, I mean, he went for over 400 yards last week. So Edmonton's defense needs to come out and play some solid football this weekend.
Yeah. Text 833-401-1440. Rayner says, is Carlson the only guy that makes sense for Nurse 1-for-1? No.
Eric?
Well, yeah. To me, it makes the least amount of sense. 1-for-1. I don't think the Oilers would ever entertain that at all.
Isn't he making like 10, 11?
He makes 10, but he's got one more year left.
Okay.
So, but they want to get rid of cap now. They want to get rid of salary now.
Yeah.
So I would say, Rayner, that it makes the least amount of sense out of anyone.
And then defensively, he's a step below Nurse. Like he's not even.
Plus, he would see very little time on the power play.
Exactly. That's Boosh.
And I'll be honest, like it didn't make sense to me when he went to Pittsburgh because they had Letang already as a right shot D and their power play guy. They mixed it up a little bit, and sometimes they had both guys on there on the power play. But to me, sorry, Rayner, out of all 1-for-1s for Nurse, and I don't think they're like you can talk about Morgan Riley as a 1-for-1. Riley doesn't want to go anywhere out of Toronto right now either. So I don't know if there is a 1-for-1 for Nurse.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, of course, it's salary. We're worried about the salary here, and you're trying to dump it, but you still want to be a good defensive team. So Morgan Riley, I don't think he's as good of a defender as Nurse. Carlson certainly is not as good of a defender. So what are we doing? You make these trades, and you're getting worse on defense just to dump salary? That's not smart.
Yeah. Gordoil says most of the fans still sing "Fight, Fight, Fight" on Eskimos in our section anyway.
Nice.
And it's not surprising. I think I do too. I don't know.
Nice. I hope the rain holds off. I hope it holds off. What are you thinking crowd-wise? Think 20 plus with the weather?
Question in or out, Duke? Because I just saw something on the text line.
About the attendance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll hold off. Table it.
Don't mow my grass.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Leave that to Spec, the grass mower extraordinaire with his electric.
Ooh, electric. That ain't cutting
because that got brought up. Hey, and Peter, our buddy Peter, that was who was texting in there yesterday about giving Spec the gears. Because we were talking, Spec said he got a battery-powered lawnmower.
No juice to it.
That's what I said. But he says he doesn't have much grass to cut out there anyway.
I have an electric weed whacker, and I'm to the point, it works fine. And I'm to the point where I just want to trash it and buy gas powered, and it's a waste of money, but the electric's a hassle, man. That cord, you're having to get it all around the patio furniture in the backyard. It's a hassle.
Just upgrade to like the electric ones now. You can get they're essentially the same as your DeWalt drill or old Milwaukee, where it's got the battery that you just click into the back.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So then you got no cord.
But my point is, I have one that works well, and I'm actually going to spend the money just to buy another one because of the inconvenience of the one that I have currently.
Didn't you have a buddy that you took it into here, the small engine repair?
That was my mower. Yeah, small engine.
Well,
cleaned out my carbs. I'm firing right now.
You're not firing, Andy. You're not firing at all. What would you say keys for tomorrow? To me, everything, you said it. The team runs around Justin Rankin. It operates around Rankin.
O-line play is going to be huge this week. We talk about how fundamental it is. Coulter Wood-Manzi.
He's out for six weeks.
games.
Yeah.
Your biggest free agent acquisition, outside of Malik Carney. Highest paid non-quarterback in the CFL. Didn't even play through one game. And that's just through football. Yeah. Injuries happen. But now Mark Corti, there's been a lot of talk around him throughout training camp. David Beard battling. Time to shine, my man.
Okay, but I think that they might even go the other way, Eddie, and bring in an American on the O-line.
Oh, they might. But regardless, Mark's, you're going to be like next man up.
Yeah.
He had to play in that last game. It's time to really shine and
so
earn
you
your
say
keep.
Corti is the better option to go to guard than Beardo.
Yeah, no, I would put Beardo at guard personally.
Really?
If I was the coach.
I thought you said last time it was Corti that would go over.
Most likely. But if
Okay.
I was the coach, I would put Beard just because of the size. Cordy's a smaller body. Cordy's shorter and lighter. So normally you would put that at center and then the bigger body at guard.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what the coaching staff's going to do. That's what I would do personally. Usually the center is the smaller person. I'm not going to say the weaker link, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's the weaker link at center. Smarter player, but weaker link.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know which American would come on.
I don't know
the
either.
roster from.
I need to look
from the practice roster because that's where he would be. But they have options, and that's the key. They have so many options because of their ratios in other areas of the team.
Exactly. Guys like a Joel Dublanco and a Tyrell Ford, it allows you the options. Having 3 receivers, Canadian receivers, it gives you flexibility.
Yeah. When you were playing, did you look at that too? Okay, I know that I'm going to be in or whatever. Not comparing you to an American D lineman, but you just see the numbers, and the Canadians see that, the Americans see. Did they know?
Absolutely.
How long did it take for the Americans to realize the ratio rule?
Quite some time action for some young guys, and they might think it's very unfair. They might think they're better players. Why am I not playing over so and so? But then you understand how the rules work, and that's just the case of it. And not often is that the case where they are better. It's just the timing. But guys are aware of it, KK. Guys certainly are.
Well,
they pay attention, man.
You have to be.
We go back and we were talking about some locker rooms and selfishness that I've been a part of. And, they called us on the defensive line the selfish 7. And as much as we supported each other and all wanted each other to have success, there was a lot of egos there, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of egos, and guys were looking out for themselves. Yeah, you're a team. But guys, we were the selfish 7, man. If you didn't get a sack and another guy did, guys would be on the sideline pouting, man.
That's funny. As we go to break, another Eddie says, "Hey, Kevin, can you ask Eddie what was that small engine place? I'm looking for a reliable place." And
it's legit, man. D's small engine repair. So the letter D apostrophe S, small engine repair.
Now you're gonna get the
South side
freebies again.
I got to get my freebies. And he does a good job. Not only did he clean the equipment, the machine, but he did good work on the engine. And I had that thing looking new.
Like, you got to change
Sharpens
the oil.
the blades.
You got to change the oil,
Went above and beyond. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't know.
You know how to?
No. Dump it on its side?
Yeah, technically. But even, you should, change your filter every year, Eddie. You should probably do that.
Should I rotate the wheels as well?
No, well, I would hope not, because the back wheels are probably a little higher than the front wheels.
Yeah, I keep it one. How do you, what levels do you set your mower at?
Minimum 2.5 inches.
You like it thick. You like your thick
You got to
grass.
be, you can't because then if it gets a little hot, you got nothing to worry about. Mind you, we haven't had that. But again, it's been different this year because of the rain. We haven't had, you're almost picking and choosing. Like today, you better get your grass cut.
I know, because it dried out last night and into today. That's the plan.
If it rains Saturday, Sunday, now you're looking at a jungle on Monday
Well, for
and Tuesday.
sure. But then I'm not trying to cut in the wet either. Like it'd been wet earlier in the week. And so today is the day, actually.
Hey, man, we're watching Corey Connors, and he gets that flat stick going. Corey Connors with Danny Saul from Sherwood Park on the bag. He just birdied the 9th or 10th hole. It'll be 9th hole, I guess. Or no, 10th hole, I guess it is. He just birdied it. He's at 3 under par. He's tied for second place with Dustin Johnson and Matt Fitzpatrick. Wyndham Clark still leading the way at the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills at 6 under par. But Dustin Johnson now a chance for sole possession of second place with probably a 4-foot birdie on 9.
I'm so going to win our pool.
And he missed it. He missed it.
This go around it's all me.
What do you mean?
Our pool.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Who do you have?
Who'd you pick? I got Shoffley, Xander.
Oh, that's okay. No one has anyone. No one took McElroy. No one took anyone out of the top guys here.
I know, but I'm still.
What?
I'm Matt Fitzpatrick.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Dude.
But as you told me, Duke, you don't get anything for winning.
You don't, and that's why do you think you guys are just slandering the fact, oh, no one's up there. Nobody took any of these guys. I had to speak up. I'm not trying to brag and be pompous about it like you two are.
The best place to finish is second last.
Yeah, it is.
Does it matter?
Yeah,
it
because
really
you get
is.
second pick.
You get a pick,
time.
yeah,
I
and
guess.
you get the free food.
I guess.
I'm sitting in that spot right now, boys. When are we going to go, Fenny? We need to get that one in.
He just says he's got no money because he had to buy the car.
Dang, that's
$1,900.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah,
car blew up.
When we come back, we'll go in or out with Eddie Steele, with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick. Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, healing doesn't have to feel heavy because in our SwimX aquatic therapy pools, you literally float your way to recovery. Whether you're dealing with arthritis, back pain, joint injuries, post-surgical rehab, chronic pain, balance issues, mobility challenges, or just feeling a little creaky, warm water and gentle resistance have your back, your knees, and your hips. Trusted by pro sports teams and rehab hospitals, our SwimX pools help you move sooner, hurt less, and recover faster. So take the load off. Let the water do the work. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with track hoe or backhoe experience? All Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with track hoe or backhoe experience searching for work, search All Star Construction on Indeed.
Summer weekends in Alberta mean one thing: tournament season.
I brought the folding chairs. I brought the sunscreen. I brought the umbrella, just in case.
But who brought the snacks to get through a doubleheader?
I got Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the ultimate sideline fuel. Whether you're cheering on the kids or watching the pros, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Everything is going to be okay. Any business, regardless of size, can stumble occasionally. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. If your business is facing financial challenges, our team of chartered insolvency and restructuring professionals have corporate debt recovery solutions that work. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. Chances of a positive outcome increase if you engage Faber sooner rather than later.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Shulman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
That's right. You don't have to wait because Black Friday is back at the Brick. For 4 days only, you can shop incredible deals throughout the store. Get 60% off sofas when you buy the matching Love Seater chair. Save 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And get up to 40% off select mattresses. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals end Monday. Shop in store or online at thebrick.com. The Brick, saving you more.
The big hits. The big kicks. Catch all the action at Selly Sports Bar and Lounge. Never a bad seat in a house with tons of big screens. And Selly's menu. Something for everyone. Plus game day food and drink features. So bring your friends, cheer loud and proud, and join the fun at Selly Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. That's Eddie's request on Playlist Friday. He wants to dedicate that to our listener, Peter, and we were taking care of business. We were all business with spec today. There were no shenanigans.
No.
There was no tomfoolery.
No.
There was no diss and spec.
No
tease and spec.
No games.
No making fun of spec.
No, all biz.
Hey, before we get to in or out, this is great. And I want your opinion on this because you brought this up. Something else was about cutting your grass at a certain time last year.
Oh, yes.
This is from Slurpy Sean. So my neighbor has started mowing part of my lawn. I've got a corner house. He decided that he's going to start mowing the strip of grass next to my fence, but he likes to mow it shorter than I do. He always seems to get out there before me. So I have to wait a couple of days after he does so that I can mow it all the same length. Do I say something or let it be? I should also say that the strip that he's mowing is connected to the rest of my lawn. So now it looks like half my lawn is mowed. It's frustrating. I would say get out there first, man.
Yeah, I would say something too. I'm pretty shameless about that, and I'm sure you have a good relationship with your neighbor if he's, doing you a solid in his mind, cutting your grass.
Man.
But I would say, man, just leave it. It's okay. It's a little lower. Like, ain't no shame in that. I know it's kind of a hard conversation. That's the thing about life. We need to just address the elephant in the room sometimes.
Put the wheels right down.
Yeah, and just
put them right down and put one strip. Just
buddy,
cut one strip.
You're
there.
savage.
Send the message, Slurpee.
You're savage.
Yeah, wheels right down.
Man, quick little side bit, real quick story. I had a neighbor a couple of houses before, so about 4 or 5 years ago. I would shovel their sidewalk always in the winter, and I would do part of their grass. They would never shovel my sidewalk back, and I would get frustrated, PO'd, like come on, common courtesy. I was going to say something one day, and the guy was kind of a gangster, and I never ended up saying anything. Ends up getting murdered in his garage, like murdered in the house next door to me, shot. And Stephanie says, boy, aren't you glad you never went over and said something? Because never know, man. The guy could have just popped off on me because he was a solid criminal.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was always so mad. Why is this a-hole not going to do my sidewalk back? He's shoveling right up to the line. I do his. I'm glad I never said anything to that neighbor, man.
Good story. Time now for In or Out, brought to you by Pro Solutions. If you need fast AC service, Pro Solutions offers expert repairs, tune-ups, and installs with flexible financing. Book your appointment now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke, Letterbuck.
Overnight, Toronto Maple Leafs making the first big splash of the NHL's offseason, acquiring Darren Radish from Tampa Bay, and along with him comes a new 8-year extension with a cap hit of $8.25 million. Radish was certainly one of the most premier names set to hit the unrestricted free agency market here on July 1st. Now off the table, an aggressive opening move for John Chaika since taking over as GM of the Maple Leafs. It's an immediate upgrade for their blue line. There's no doubt about that. But I look at the term, the price, the player, I think it carries a lot of long-term risk in this new deal.
I think we're splitting hairs, Duke, but is it 8.5? Not that it matters. I think it's.
Oh, you could be right.
Not that it matters, but I'm in
8.5. Right,
yeah,
you are.
I'm in. He's had one great season here, but maybe he's a late bloomer. You know what?
It's really late.
It's late, 30 years old. But you know what?
You can be a late bloomer, but the deal goes till he's 38 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's laughing to the bank, man.
Good for him. He's earned it.
Yeah.
It's always the best time to have a career year.
Duke, do you know what how maybe Fenny can get on it? You know, he had 70. What do you have points last year?
He scored 22 goals this past year for 70 points.
Okay.
Previous career highs were last year where he had 6 goals, which tied the season previous, and 37 points.
Yeah.
So he essentially doubled his output in 1 year. And a lot of that comes from opportunity.
Yeah, but my question was how many points of the 70 were on the power play?
Power play points. I don't have that right.
Fenny can work on that. So anyway, look at the guys that he had on the power play there. Kucherov, Point, pretty decent stack up there. So he's going to have some good weapons to work with on the power play in Toronto too. Obviously with Austin Matthews and Nylander and things like that. I would think that he's going to be at 65 points next year because he's going to get every opportunity to play. He's, obviously, Hedman was the number one guy there. He comes in here and he is the guy. I agree though, Duke. I'm in with you. The term, he's 38 when it's all done. How many?
10 power play goals and 26 power play points.
So half his points are power play, which is, I mean, Bush is probably the same. I don't
No,
know.
that's 26 total power play points. So
okay.
less
half
than
his
half,
goals.
but just under half his goals.
Sure.
I'm in on this question as well. The age, the term of the contract, but then let's talk about this. There is a significant difference playing in Tampa than there is Toronto. He is going to be under the microscope.
Oh boy.
Under the microscope. And if you don't produce for that salary, people are going to come out of the woodworks with pitchforks. The timing of this, though, he's lucky. It's very similar to Darnell Nurse. He's hitting it right at the right time, having that career year right at the right time to get paid, and he's cashing in. No different than what Darnell did coming off of that COVID season. Cashed in.
And a little like Darnell's deal essentially came because of the market getting set by other deals that were signed. Whereas Radish, it's just like there is such a lack of available talent via free agency this year that naturally the top end players are going to get overpaid as a result because everyone's essentially going to be bidding for the services. And just like, I like Darren Radish as a player a lot. And like I said, I think for the first few years, this is going to be a very favorable contract for what essentially profiles out as the team's number one defenseman, right? Like whether Morgan Riley's there or not, I think he takes over as the number one guy. So previous high in shooting percentage, 2 years ago, he shot 5.9% on 101 shots. This past year, so he over doubled his shot total, which once again, he's playing more, a lot of injuries on the blue line. He took a lot of extra opportunity and responsibility. 212 shots on goals past year, shot at 10.4% for those 22 goals. So I don't think anybody's expecting him to put up those type of goal totals again, but even to expect 70 points, man, that seems like a big ask for a change of scenery. And yeah, there's talented players in the Maple Leafs, but they're not the Tampa Bay Lightning unless they make some major changes this year. So yeah, it makes Toronto better short term, and it kind of leans into the profile that they don't intend to take this first overall pick and turn it into a small retool phase. They're planning on getting right back into the thick of things next year. Over the gridiron, Edmonton Elks hosting their home opener tomorrow afternoon against the Montreal Alouettes. 2:00 kickoff from Commonwealth Stadium. The Double E come in as 3-point underdogs in the football game. And if I was planning on doing a little sprinkling, Kev, I think I would be all over Elks +3 in the game.
So you think Montreal's going to win?
Well, I think the game will be very close. Yeah. And so I'm not sure I would be fully willing to go on an Elks money line bet. I might maybe, if we're talking like half unit on that, then a full unit on them to cover the 3 points, because I just think like between the weather, like the obviously the Elks are really focused in on the run game, and we saw Rankin that didn't really slow him down with the torrential downpour that they endured in Ottawa. He can run through that. And the Alouettes, they seem a little bit more geared toward the pass attack. As you said, Eddie, threw for over 400 yards last week. And Davis Alexander's mobile, no doubt, but his arm is his true talent. Does the rain and the wind and the weather maybe limit the Owls' air attack a little bit? We will see. So I think things kind of just lean a little bit in the Elks' favor here to keep this game really close, even if the Owls are, I think, the best team in these.
I know which way you're going, Eddie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm in because I heard this stat the other day. They have passed it somewhere in their 2 games. The Montreal Alouettes have passed it about 80 pass attempts in 17 rush attempts. So they're a pass-happy offense. It's about 1 rush to every 4 pass attempts. So if the weather is ugly, I don't think Montreal has the capability to sustain a solid rushing attack on the ground. And we know it's harder to throw in the rain. So I think Edmonton, it bodes much more favorable for them because we know that their O-line is solid. We know they got Justin Rankin who can chew it up. And I believe that Edmonton's defense at this point is better than Montreal's. So
I'm going to be out. I want to show me. Win this game. I'll be a believer moving forward of this team.
Got to keep earning our trust.
Yeah. So I'll be out. I think I'll go the other way here, but show me this. If this question were next week, then I'm going the other way.
Fair.
And as is the case with any sports franchise, your success is both measured in on-the-field product and off-the-field success, the bottom line that the team checks in with at the end of each week. And for the Elks, it's always about the attendance numbers. And they kind of get dealt a little bit of a raw hand here with some very inclement weather expected here in the capital region. I'd like to be proven wrong here, but I think they will be very lucky to see 20,000 people come out for the team's home opener tomorrow.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be in on this one. Again, forecast always has something to do with it. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. A lot of fair-weathered fans. So again, actual attendance is going to be way different. I mean, you got around 9,000 season ticket holders with this team right now. I would imagine a lot of those season ticket holders might not show up. Maybe they try to give their tickets away, etc., whatever it is. Yeah, I'll say actual attendance will be under 20 for sure.
Yeah, it pains me, but I'll be in agreement. I'm in. I say probably even in that 15 mark, just because of the weather. It's not because of anything else but the weather, and it looks to be 100% rain forecast. Hopefully, it's not a downpour and stormy, and it's just more of a constant mist. That would be ideal. But again, weather aside, earn that trust back of the fans. You win a game, even if it's an ugly, muck it up weather game, well, you're going to earn that trust. In your next home game, people will come. Keep it up. People will come.
Yeah.
Yesterday in Vancouver, Team Canada picking up their first win in history at the World Cup. This is, of course, the third time playing at the event, and it is in authoritative fashion, far dwarfing Kevin's and my prediction from yesterday of a 2-0 win. They take it 6-0 over Qatar. Jonathan David, a hat trick. Very strong performance, dominant near start to finish for Canada. Unfortunately, a lot of the success in a historic day on several fronts for the program overshadowed Ishmael Kone. Gruesome leg injuries. They're going to be undergoing surgery here. Certainly ruled out for obviously the rest of this tournament, but long-term, some potential concerns as well. And as unfortunate as the injury is for Kone and what he means to the team on both sides of the ball, I actually don't think this changes the team's outlook or expectation moving forward in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm going to be on this one, Duke. I think you're bang on here. It's a big loss. Think about it. And I know they're different positions, but if you can get Davies back to play moving forward, that's not bad in or out, or not bad exchange. So I'm going to be, and I think that their expectations are the same. You get a draw, you're top of the table. You lose, you're still moving on here too. So
Yeah, very well said. I'm in on the question as well. As unfortunate as the injury is, there is still a greater sum of parts here at work, and they got to continue to go out and play. And I don't think that the one player is going to hinder them. And Canada has shown that they have depth. And unfortunately for Canada, due to the various different injuries that they've encountered over the past, year or two, a lot of mainstays, starting with Alfonso, they know how to deal with some of these injuries, and they have the depth ready to come and step in when injuries do occur.
And when it comes to like Kone's absence in particular, if he was available, would that give them a better chance or increase their odds of drawing or winning against Switzerland? Yeah, absolutely, of course. But are they capable of still accomplishing the same feat without him? I believe so. And then if we move on from there, which we kind of view as going to happen regardless of outcome against Switzerland, does his inclusion in the lineup, would it improve their chances in the round of 32? Yeah, I think obviously he's a regular starter for the team, but it's going to depend on opponent, obviously. Do they really, like Kone or not, do we really expect them to win in the round of 32? I'm not so sure we do.
I think it a lot depends on the matchup, Duke.
I suppose. But like we talk about the benefit of finishing first, I believe will give them the benefit of playing a lower seeded team coming out of the other respective group.
I mean. Yeah, you get that first spot, man.
But like, I don't know. I just look around and I don't have the full list of every group in front of me. And I think it's already determined what group second or third place team they would potentially play, depending on if they win or draw or lose, however it shakes down here. A lot of the other groups have a stronger top team and even second team than maybe Canada's group possesses. Right, like this is a group that you looked at, right, and it's always the case. The home nations usually get some pretty favorable draws to, keep people interested, etc. Opponent obviously will dictate it, but unless they get a really, really good spot, I don't know if they'd be favored in the match regardless.
Yeah.
So it's a tough break for them, but it shouldn't take away from the accomplishment yesterday. And they should have mollywopped them, and they did. and even some of the red cards and stuff playing a factor in it too, but they didn't let off the gas, and they win in a very decisive fashion out at BC Place. Great turnout. Awesome to see so many people from across the country make the trek to take in the game. Awesome environment in Vancouver. Finally, today is National Pets in Film Day. Lots of animals have graced the silver screen over the years. The best real animal to have appeared in a movie. I'm taking Babe.
Real animal.
Babe the pig.
The Babe the pig.
Okay.
The sequel Pig in the City, of course, as well. But
I'm out.
You're out?
Oh, I'm
Why?
out.
I know where Eddie's going.
Do you? I don't think you
Probably
do.
going-
I had
He's
two other
going-
things in this list, and I would expect you to pick one of them.
He's
Okay.
going with Lassie or something.
Nope. Homeward Bound.
Oh.
Do you know the resolve, the fortitude, the grit, and the strength it takes to get dropped off in the middle of the forest and to make yourself find yourself home back to San Francisco?
What are their names?
Shadow, Chance, and what's her name? Shadow. What's the cat's name? I forget.
Muffin. No,
I forget. Homeward Bound, man.
Hey, credit to you, Eddie. That's more names than I thought you'd know of that list.
You know how those animals showed such resolve, guys.
Um,
Grizzly
It's a great
bears,
movie. There's no doubt about it.
mountain lions, and they made it home.
They made it home. Now, okay, Duke.
Sassy.
Sassy. I
Sassy.
wanted to say
Vo-
Lassie because you said it.
Voiced by Sally Field.
Really? Duke, are horses considered a pet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then for me, I'd go war horse.
Oh.
Well, what's the horse's name?
Yeah.
Well, he had several names in because he kept moving around.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. What'd you think I was going to go with, Duke?
I thought you were gonna go Airbud. And actually, my second choice on this list was Beethoven.
Yeah, I had Beethoven in my
Beethoven.
mind.
So
This one's not a real one, but real animal. Balto.
Joey.
Balto's great. What about White Fang? There was both a real and a cartoon version of that, I think.
Joey the horse.
Joey was the horse's name from War Horse. But if we're sticking to dogs, I would go Buck from Call of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What's wrong with that, Penny? Well, not the one with.
No, he's talking the OG.
Not the one. Like, what do you mean? The one with Harrison Ford? No. We're going back, man.
You weren't around, Finn.
Very few people were. Another great one that came to mind: the cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh yeah.
Salem.
Yeah, I remember
He was
that
funny.
cat. I
He was
remember that
funny.
cat.
Hmm.
You remember the TV show Wishbone?
No.
Okay.
What's it about?
It was a dog that read books and like got into the stories.
Okay.
Seabiscuit.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, we're talking about like the
That's
horses.
from Northside Lou.
What really impresses me about Babe, and I think this is the case with a lot of these movies with like live animals in them. Like there's parts where the actual animal's doing it, and there are some animatronics that do parts too, and they obviously edit it to make the mouths move at times, whatever. But they act like, I think training a dog and even a cat to do things for the sake of a scene would be a lot easier than training a pig to do something.
What about the Littlest Hobo from Cat Dad?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Do you know who wrote Call of the Wild, Eddie?
No.
Or Penny, he doesn't know.
Who?
Duke, do you know?
Gary Paulson.
No. Jack London.
Actually, I
You
should
knew
have.
that one, Duke.
It wasn't as soon as you said it, then it was like, oh yeah, I knew that.
I don't
But
even know
I
who that
obviously
is.
did, so.
Jack London was, So do you know the story about, what the Call of the Wild is?
No.
Oh, you love it. I don't know if you'll like the Harrison Ford one, but you'd probably like, the Harrison Ford one is too hokey. The one before that was really good.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. Lassie. What about Old Yeller?
Yeah, Yeller. Oh, you got to put him down. How about Duke? You'll appreciate this one. Of Mice and Men, Lenny when he puts the mouse down.
What's that?
Lenny was the big. They were brothers. Duke.
Yeah.
Lenny was a big brother who had some challenges, and he was very strong. He had a couple of issues and
This is how
didn't know his own strength.
Talk about, like, we get a couple wacky texts here. This is sort of scary. This would have never, ever come up. Oddball text this in. So pets in the movie from Silence of the Lambs. Remember that Precious, that dog at the top? When the come here, Precious. Oh my! Holy God.
Twisted. I love it.
That is
I love
Twisted
it.
is right, man.
I love it.
Oh man,
that's
Yeah.
great, man.
There's lots of texts coming in. I know you got to get rolling here, Eddie. Because are you doing?
No nation
what
today.
What's going on?
We're doing a
post
post-game
game show tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh,
post game.
really? But you're not there either.
No, I know. I'm gonna have to zoom in for it.
You're doing a Zoom on it, like,
Mhm.
but you're not going to be able to watch the game.
We're gonna do it at the end of the night. Or first thing Sunday morning.
Oh, okay. So Sunday.
It might end of Saturday or
So
Sunday
you're going to
morning.
go home and watch the game.
Yeah, well, I'm staying out in Bonnyville, so
That's where the camp is.
Yeah, it's in Bonnyville, but I'm staying at my buddy's house who's in St. Paul.
Mhm.
So I still got to find out if he's got PVR or not, but I'll get my eyes on it somehow. Worst case, I'm just coaching and pull out the old phone and
Will you listen to it maybe while you're coaching? Put the buds in?
I might do you one step better, and I might just watch it as I'm coaching.
That's not fair to the kids.
You're right. I would never do that.
Yeah.
I am not
Yeah.
that guy.
You imagine all these parents paying money and Eddie's
And I'm
watching.
just watching.
Hey, just a second here.
Yeah, I would never do that. That is so. I like to consider myself a bit of a pro.
Well, yeah, we proved that today in our hit with spec. Taking care of business.
Mm-mm-mm.
Pros pro.
TCB.
All we needed was to get Eddie back in here to get Kevin back on the rails. Stop being mean to spec.
He was late though.
Oh boy. That was In or Out, brought to you by Pro Solutions. Check them out at prosolutionsinc.ca. Well, good show, Eddie. Are you really
It was a
going
lot of
golfing
fun.
today?
Yeah, I'm playing 10:30.
Tent where?
Riverside.
With who?
Brent and I don't know who else actually. But right now I gotta really drop the steel kids off at the pool.
That's unbelievable.
Let me go, KK.
All right, Eddie.
Free me.
Have a great weekend. Maybe we'll see at some course of the weekend.
Yeah.
At some point.
I'll be thinking of you.
I won't be thinking of you.
Just not right now.
I know what you're thinking of right now. So am I. Time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand, high quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with a Z. Here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
Late last night, Toronto Maple Leafs pulling out the big first move of the offseason as they have acquired Darren Radish in a sign and trade from the Tampa Bay Lightning. 5th-round pick in this year's draft, heading back to Tampa in the deal. Radish acquisition comes with a new 8-year deal, carrying a AAV of $8.5 million. At the World Cup yesterday, Team Canada picks up their first win in tournament history, 6-0 over Qatar. Jonathan David with a hat trick in the victory. Unfortunately, Ishmael Kone suffering a lower body injury. He's going to undergo surgery and will miss the remainder of the tournament. Elsewhere, Czechia and South Africa drew at 1. Switzerland topped Bosnia and Herzegovina 4-1. And the nightcap, Mexico flanking Korea 1-0 in Guadalajara. In the majors, the Blue Jays finish off the sweep of the Red Sox with a 4-3 victory in Boston. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. snapping a cold streak with a home run in the first inning. Elsewhere, the Twins beat up on Texas 9-3. Seattle blanking Baltimore 3-0, and the Yankees fall to the White Sox 5-1. Down in Wenatchee last night, the Riverhawks avoid the sweep at the hands of the Apple Sox with a 7-0 win. They'll continue their road trip over the weekend. And round 2 at the U.S. Open is well underway from Shinnecock Hills. Wyndham Clark currently atop the leaderboard. He's 5 under on the week through 10 holes to date. Corey Connors making another push as he is 2 under through 11 holes, 1 under on the day so far. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Liam Harobin from Oilers Nation and here today's edition of Cam and Eggs. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440,
A Stingray radio station.
broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Mr. Rooter buries evidence in the desert.
I didn't mean to do it. I was forced into it. Yeah, forced. But now, no one will ever know. You've done well, Mr. Rooter. You did something awful, but you covered your tracks. It's done. The last transcript that shows I did a semester of Christian school.
Uncover evidence of the proudest plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything. You can't just wear it. I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think expressions and images. Your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Shulman for the game live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Ends Wednesday at Pet Value. Save $8 on select Performatrin Ultra Limited ingredients and grain-free dry dog food, and 15% on select Royal Canin dry cat food. Shop your local Pet Value and petvalue.ca.
Wendy's 99-cent Frosty is back, and Frosty farmers couldn't be happier. Made with Canadian dairy, they grow up cool, creamy, and mighty thick. It's farm to Frosty. Get a small 99-cent Frosty until August 2nd. At participating Wendy's, taxes extra.
For decades, the pioneer spirit of Alberta has been exemplified in the chuck wagon racing legacy of the Dorchester family. And today, you can experience it every time you hit the links. Dorchester Ranch Golf Course is in top mid-season form. Enjoy the longer days on this historic 18-hole course near Pigeon Lake. Stunning views, reasonably priced, and only 40 minutes from Edmonton on newly paved roads. Play the course built with pioneer spirit and family pride. Dorchester Ranch Golf Course. Book your tee time today at dorchestergolf.ca.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 912 in Edmonton. Quick little segment before we get to Liam Hrobin from Oilers Nation coming up at 9:20. We've also got another edition of Cam and Eggs straight ahead. Haven't got the edition yet, Duke, and we'll be reading it cold turkey here. Text 833-401-1440. Again, it is a Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. That was from the request line. Duke, I can't remember who. That was an early request.
I think that was Beaumont Cowboy.
Ooh, yeah.
Fittingly choosing a country song.
Yeah.
And a good one. Good one at that.
I thought that one from Oddball, that's hilarious because he sent the picture too.
Yeah, the dog is peering over the edge of the pit.
That is twisted,
That
man.
is dark and twisted.
Buffalo Bills, Bichon Frise Precious in Silence of the Lambs.
Cute dog.
Very cute dog. To Duke's question about today is National Pets in Film Day. The best real animal to have appeared in a movie is Babe. Oh, I got your dog, mister. Oh. Did you like that movie, Duke? Silence of the Lambs?
Well,
Benny?
it's disturbing, but it's an unmovable movie.
It's funny
No
how,
doubt.
like,
Did you ever watch any of the sequels?
Yes.
/ prequels?
Technically prequels. What was the one where what was the Ralph Fiennes or what was his name?
Ralph Fiennes.
Fiennes? Is that how you pronounce it?
Sure.
Fiennes. Okay, whatever.
We got
it
our
is.
cinephile in here to correct
Yeah.
us on this stuff.
Yeah, and that was pretty scary and creepy too, man. Ooh. So was that the first one?
Silence of the Lambs was the first one released.
Yeah, but how they were supposed to go.
Chronologically?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Red Dragon or something like that?
And that's Ralph Fiennes.
I think
Red
so.
Dragon?
I believe that's the first,
the first order.
the chronological order, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Randy says, does Jar Jar Binks count as a pet?
No, he's a sentient person. Well, character.
Steve from Drumheller wanted Scooby-Doo or no?
Well, he said that in. I'm like, and I like the live action Scooby-Doo movies. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Was it Matthew Lillard? I think is the guy that played Shaggy. They're great, really entertaining movies. The dog was completely CGI. There was never a real dog.
Text 833-401-1440 from our buddy Ontario Momos. What do you think ultimately comes back from Pittsburgh for Nurse, if that's his number one destination? And that's where he's going to end up going, from Pittsburgh. Well, if you look at the roster, okay. Do you think that Pittsburgh, Duke, would want to get rid of Brian Rust at this stage at $5.125 million for 2 more years? He's a guy that they can move. He's easily movable. Ricard Raquel's got 2 more years at 5. So if this is about the Oilers, if the number one priority for the Oilers, and we asked Frank Saravalli this yesterday, if you were to rank what the Oilers' main objective is for a Darnell Nurse trade, is it A, to rid themselves of all $9.25 million? Is it B, get a live body back that maybe cuts in half that salary? Like a Rust. It's not a half, but you know what I'm saying. Does Pittsburgh, do you think they want to take on that salary?
I think the answer here is pretty obvious. And it's Ryan Graves on the back end. And so you cut the salary essentially in half. He makes $4.5 million, 3 more years. He has some limited modified no trade clause, an 8-team no trade list that I think is all 3 years remaining. Yeah, 8-team no trade list. Now, listen, there's a guy that's already cleared waivers. And we already know that Stan Bowman loves players that have previously cleared waivers for the Pittsburgh Penguins, a la Tristan Jarry. So, like, this is one where you get a live body back and a little bit of a reclamation project, plays the left side, left-handed shot. And then the difference then is what does the rest of the trade look like outside of Graves for Nurse? Because you're giving up the better player here in Darnell Nurse. Graves comes with size, heavier style game.
If that's all you're getting for Nurse, man.
But that's what I mean, right? So if you're getting the better player, but you're offloading the entirety of Darnell Nurse's salary cap hit, you're essentially cutting it in half for a guy that is, if you believe in Jake Wallman to be your second pairing guy, Graves is your third pairing left side guy.
Man.
Then I kind of wonder, like, what does the extra around the edges part of this deal look like? Is it some trade capital back? Is it another player? Is it just 1-for-1 and you get Nurse, like you give yourself $4.5+ million of cap space? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious, obviously, to see how this fleshes out.
Why don't we ask Liam Hurlbin that when we come back from Oilers Nation? Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and kind of Eddie Steele, sort of still in the building here. As the king of Fort Nasty said, Eddie was just going to do a deep dive. We're on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com. Are new McCafe crafted sodas just drinks or something more? Like Sprite Berry Bliss, Creamy Strawberry Coke, and Orange Dream. All swirled with fizzy flavor and topped with silky cold foam. Only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
The best way to experience Elks football is being there when it happens. From single game to flex packs, group tickets, and family packs, your seats, your way. Ticket packs available now at goelks.com/tickets. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
Looking for a truck that can handle anything Alberta throws your way? Wolf GMC Buick has the offers to get you behind the wheel. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 models. Plus, trade in an eligible 2015 or newer pickup and receive a $1,000 truck trade-in bonus on select Sierra models. Ask about bonus offers for heroes, students, recent graduates, and more. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Alberta, we're wild and tough and beautiful. We agree that good enough isn't good enough. And though everything that matters starts with a home and a family. At Lux, our family has been handcrafting windows and doors for this incredible place for over half a century. There's no place we'd rather be. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Fuel prices got you down? Subaru's here to pick you up. Subaru's electric and hybrid vehicles will save the day, helping you go further for less. Prefer a gas vehicle? Subaru Crosstrek and Impreza are built to keep costs low without sacrificing capability. Crosstrek was named 2025 Auto Trader Best Subcompact SUV, and Impreza has earned top safety pick recognition for 17 years running. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru. Visit Subaru.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 921 in Edmonton. Things are tightening up at the U.S. Open as far as the golfers chasing Wyndham Clark. A lot of golfers giving back some strokes. We'll be talking to that and a whole bunch more coming up at 10 o'clock. Golfing with the G-Man, Gary Myers for the Country Club Tour. We got a hell of a guest, Todd Graves. You won't want to miss this. If you get a chance, just Google him, Graves on Golf. It is unbelievable, the stuff that he is doing. It is just incredible. Gravesgolf.com. It'll give you a little heads up moving into the interview. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And at Fountain Tire, we focus on one thing, and it's your vehicle, from tires and wheels to oil changes to vehicle repairs. We got you covered. Visit fountaintire.com to book your appointment today. As we welcome back Liam Harobin from Oilers Nation. Good morning, Liam. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 as always. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, morning, Kevin. How you doing?
Good. Hey, we were just talking. We got some texts in about, and you guys have been talking about it on Oilers Nation too, just with Darnell Nurse and what could possibly be coming back in a trade. We had a texter, Ontario Moms, ask about the Pittsburgh Penguins situation. Duke brought up Ryan Graves. Anything on the Penguins roster, Liam, that you think that the Oilers would be interested in? And not only that, but that would make Pittsburgh interesting in taking on that contract of Nurse.
Yeah, we were trying to figure this out too. And not to go down the avenue of taking Ryan Graves back to Edmonton, because I think your blue line would just get worse, wouldn't it, if you brought him back? And Pittsburgh's an interesting team that they're high on Nurse's list. I am curious to know how high they are on Edmonton's list, to be honest, because there's not a lot of guys you could maybe want. Like, would they be willing to take on guys like Connor Dewar, maybe like a Thomas Novak, maybe? Like those guys, Novak is $3.5 million. Dewar, I think, had a pretty decent time in Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken, is 2.25. Like,
correct.
Are they willing to lose some of their forward depth just to take on Darnell Nurse? Like, I just think they're a very curious team. But obviously, Stuart Skinner went there last season in the Jari trade, and they have a lot of goalies. Like, do they know something about maybe Seelovs, where it's like, hey, like, we don't want to pay Seelovs $5 million, for example. Like, we're kind of willing to move on from him if you're willing to also retain a little bit on Darnell Nurse. Like, I was curious about that side of things too. But yeah, they really don't have contracts to move. And I don't think they would move a guy like Brian Rust either.
I don't know that. That's the whole thing. And, you know, their goaltending situation in Pittsburgh is even, well, it's more up in the air or equal to where Edmonton is. I would assume that they think that Sergei Murashov is going to be one of their goaltenders next year. Would you say that that would be a fair assessment?
I would think so, yeah. And I mean, the other guy is obviously Joe Blomqvist as well, has played some games for them in the NHL and looks okay when he's been doing it as well. So they've got a situation to deal with. I don't foresee Stuart Skinner staying there, that's for sure. But yeah, I guess if the relationship goes way back for Nurse and Dubas, right? I believe to junior. So I can see why there's interest, I suppose. But again, I don't know how this really helps the Oilers with it being the Penguins.
See, I agree with you too. Like, the names that I threw out were Brian Rust and Ricard Raquel, only because of salary, et cetera, and where their contract is. But if you're Pittsburgh, why do you want to take on double that salary and lose one of your top six forwards? It doesn't make sense for them.
Yeah, and I don't think, looking at their prospect pool, is anyone really pushing to come through. Like, they got Rucker McGrady a couple of years ago from Winnipeg, but I don't think he's really taken big strides that he can go and score 20-plus goals in the NHL. They're also probably going to lose Mantha this summer as well, who had a good season for them on a bit of a reclamation project. So unless they really expect, I guess, Benjamin Kindle as well to take huge strides, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense unless you're right. Like, we wondered about Raquel as well, but do they want to move a guy who's scored 50 goals for them over the past 2 seasons when you still have Sidney Crosby on such a team-friendly deal to bring on $9 million of Darnell Nurse? Like, just doesn't add up to me at all.
You know, it's the same thing. We talk about it all the time. When fans look at trades, they just look at the Oilers side of things. They never look at what the other team is interested, wants, needs, and is willing to give up or does not want to give up. And that's just the simple factor.
Yeah, I wish trades just worked that way. Things would be a lot easier for us here in Edmonton.
Absolutely. Yeah, for surely. I'm like, you've probably heard us mention, you know, when George Costanza walks into Steinbrenner's office and says, you know, I found a way we could get Griffey and Bonds and we wouldn't have to give up that much, you know.
We'd have multiple Stanley Cups already. It'd
absolutely.
Be great. Yeah. Parade right now.
Exactly. So the other team that has been thrown out there, and we don't know what Darnell's list is, but San Jose was one of the teams that even the Duke, we had an in or out question, you know, several days ago about San Jose being a possible landing spot and maybe a landing spot where there's more probability. I'm sure you guys discussed that on Oilers Nation too.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the big reason for San Jose, well, there's two. One, they have basically endless money to splash this summer and do for a few years. And also they don't really have any defensemen. It's only Orlov and Dickinson, a couple of young guys that they have. So yeah, we've spoken about them. The one thing I'm curious about San Jose is, I mean, they are definitely just in a different part of their rebuild, retool, whatever we're calling it now. It was only a couple of years ago they got rid of all their massive contracts and moved on from Vlasic, Burns, Carlson to like really go in and like change what has been happening in San Jose. It's like, are they really going to be willing to take on another $9 million contract for, I think it's 4 more years, whatever it is, 5 more? Yeah. So do they really want to do that? I'm not sure. When you look at Mike Grier's history of making trades, like, he doesn't seem to want to take on those kind of deals, and he actually wants to move things forward. But I say that, obviously, we all know Nurse is a capable defenseman that can play, but he's not going to hit that ceiling. Obviously, they got Kesselring there too. Like, how do they feel about a Barclay Goodrow? Like, is that someone who helps Edmonton in the bottom six, or is he just overpaid for another season? They're in a similar spot where it's like they don't have really the contracts to move on from. Like, I'd be curious if we were a year ahead, if Tyler Toffoli would have been a guy, they'd be like, hey, like, we'd like to move off the older guy up front and bring on the older guy on the blue line instead. But he has a full no move this season. So again, like, it's just difficult to really find it for two reasons of being, one, who can afford it, and the other one being all the decent players have no move deals or some modification of it.
Liam Hurlman with us from Oilers Nation. And 4 years Darnell Nurse has left at 9.25. He expires in 29-30. Hey, what'd you make of the Darren Radish trade and sign? 8 years, $68 million with Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, good for Darren Radish. One good season can get you a lot of money in the NHL, but I think the aggression from Toronto should be appreciated from the fans. And I was looking at some of the comments, and the Toronto Maple Leaf fans seems to be quite excited that Chaika went out and got their power play guy, which they kind of needed, right? And he was on one of the best power plays last season. He proved he can produce on it. He did score 10 goals at 5-on-5, or at least off the power play last season as well, which is promising, I would say. So, yeah, I think it's a good deal. Just go out and get your guy. It's what Vegas did to Toronto last season, isn't it? Where it's like, well, we want Mitch Marner, his WAR and whatever else it was. And I think, when you go out and you identify as like, we want this guy, we don't want to outbid everybody to get him, and we want him for the extra year. Let's just go get him. And I think it's a good thing for the Maple Leafs.
Think about that. He made $4.2 million up until this point. Darren Radish, now he's at $68 million. Unreal.
Don't give up on your dreams, folks.
Gotcha, yeah.
You never know what'll happen.
Liam Hurlman with us in Sports 1440. So it's going to be announced, I assume, at some point next week. Mike Babcock, new head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. What's been the reaction from what you're seeing from fans, et cetera, on Oilers Nation here?
I think it's probably pretty similar to what you've been seeing. A lot of it's just, I don't think fans are very happy about it. It's a situation that the Oilers weren't forced into making this call. And I think that their fallout is just going to be very interesting. But I think fans are disappointed that this is another decision the organization has made that just kind of leaves them puzzled. And over and over again, they seem to be doing this. And this past month has just been so strange. Starting with, obviously, getting eliminated, and then the announcement of that you're interviewing Bruce Cassidy for a head coach position that isn't vacant currently, and then Knobloch gets fired and all that. And now I think there was a bit of excitement when the idea of Cassidy could come in, and obviously that fell on its face. But now that it's Mike Babcock, I think it's just like a lot of questions of why. Like, I think people want answers, and I think this press conference is going to be incredibly important, to be honest, for the Oilers to come out and explain why they chose to go down the Mike Babcock avenue, because there was only one candidate that had to be investigated by the league, and obviously it came out yesterday of what he was cleared and everything, and I suppose that's a good thing. But I just don't think people know why, and I also think there needs to be a different understanding, because obviously there's the other side of it. It's like the players want to be coached hard, and that's fine. Like, I don't think anyone's really sat here being upset about the fact that Mike Babcock might yell at a couple of players when they're on the ice. It's obviously the stuff off the ice that has people concerned. So, I wouldn't even call them mixed reviews. I would say it's heavily against the decision to go with Mike Babcock.
I said earlier too, Liam, that I think Connor McDavid has to be at this media availability at some point next week when the Oilers announces, because I think fans need to see the perspective from the players on this. What do you think, Connor? Do you think would you imagine that he would be there too? And I mean, what do you think that message is going to be, I guess?
I don't think he'll be there, but I completely agree with you, because if the players are so interested in this and they wanted this to happen, which seems to be another interesting narrative is that, like, the players want this so bad. And it's like, oh, well, how bad do they want to, like, show it to us? Because in a way, you're kind of giving the middle finger to everyone that Mike Babcock has harmed in the past by just allowing this to happen again. So I think the message would be that something along the lines of, like, he's won and we want to win a Stanley Cup this season, which is an interesting way to go about things. But I honestly don't know what he would say about, you know, the Mitch Marners, Modanos, all the other guys that we've heard about the last couple of weeks. Like, how do you explain to the fans and those guys that you thought it was okay? Basically said, you think it's okay what Mike Babcock did in the past, and now allow him back into the NHL. And, you know, there was a tweet the other day, I can't remember who said it, but they basically said the players think they can hold Mike Babcock in line. It's like, why is that the player's responsibility to have to do that for a head coach? Like, he should know how to hold himself in line, you know? So it's just a decision again that's just baffling. But the Edmonton Oilers, they make a lot of baffling decisions.
Yeah, sure do. How do you think the draft shakes down next week? Probably won't talk to you before the draft, Liam, in the sense that, you know, it's a week away. You think Toronto goes McKenna? They go Stenberg? What do you think?
I think McKenna. I think just you don't need to overcomplicate it, right? I think Stenberg is obviously a really good player, but just take Gavin McKenna. He's been the number one guy for years. He hasn't really done anything wrong. He took the opportunity to go and play on the biggest stage in the NCAA and succeeded from what I've read and what I've watched a little bit too. I think in those big games against the better schools, he stepped up and was 9 times out of 10 the best player on the ice. So I think they're getting a high-quality player. I don't think they're getting a Bedard or Celebrini or anyone like that.
Yeah.
But I think they're getting, like, a top-quality guy who's going to be a first-line player for a while. Maybe like a Jack Hughes is maybe a good example of the caliber of player that they're getting. So, yeah, I think those two would be pretty much locked for top two. I'm pretty sure Malhotra is going to go third overall, which is going to be interesting. But if I was whoever it is as 4, I wouldn't let Keaton Verhoff fall too far away, to be honest. Like, that guy's still so raw in his game. Like, we all know the story of, like, he was a goalie so long ago, and it's like, wow, he was a goalie only like 7 years ago. Now all of a sudden he can be a top 5 pick in the draft. Like, I'd be curious how high that kid can actually go with his ceiling and his talent. So yeah, that would be my top 4. But I think it's a fun draft. I think the top 15 lottery or so is a really strong group.
You know, it's funny. Our Wednesday co-host, as you know, David Schlemko, he thinks Jackson Rudolph out of Prince Albert's going to be the best defenseman out of the bunch of this draft class of defensemen. And this is as good of a draft class for defensemen that we've seen in some time. Have you seen Rudolph? And this includes Virov, Reed, and everything else.
I've seen Rudolph. He came to a crew camp a couple of times.
Okay.
You know, he was just slightly a bit better. He needed to go and play in the Western League. I don't think the AJ would have been good for Dex. Yeah. But yeah, I know him a little bit too, and he's a great kid. His mindset is incredible, and I would agree with Schlemko. I think he could easily be one of the best players in this draft class, and a lot of the stuff he does is just good. And like the way he like wants to improve all the time is quite remarkable, to be honest. Like he doesn't really, his standards are so high for himself, and he's able to accomplish a lot. And yeah, I think he actually is quite underrated when you look at a lot of these other players who have played in the Western Leagues. Like, well, this kid went first overall in the Western League ahead of a lot of these guys. But yeah, I think he's legit. I think whoever gets him is getting, honestly, like a future captain. He's a really good player.
Yeah. Hey, Liam, great stuff. Enjoy the draft and free agency right around the corner. As always, thanks for coming on Sports 1440. Really appreciate it.
You bet. See you guys.
Yeah, that's Liam Hurlbin from Oilers Nation, and the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire, where we focus on one thing, and it is your vehicle. Check them out at fountaintire.com. When we come back, we'll have another rendition of Cam and Eggs by Cam Tate, and I guess I'm going to be reading this one. I think Tater's just sent it in to me, so I'll have to have a quick little gander. Again, Wyndham Clark at the U.S. Open, he's about the only guy that stayed the status quo sort of thing as far as what he did after round one. He's still at 600, but he's in the toolies right now, grass up to his waist. He's going to have a tough shot. Xander Schauffele and Stevens at 2 under. McIlroy yet to tee off. He's at 1 under. We'll see what McIlroy and Oberg at 1 under yet to tee off. Colin Morikawa making a bit of a move today at 1 under. Duke's Matt Fitzpatrick spit out a few here. He's at 1 under, coming down to the pack, Duke. When we come back, Cam Tate, Cam and Eggs on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM Radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Don't let equipment failure stop you cold. At AWS Welding in Nisku, our factory-trained service techs are on hand for all welding equipment repairs. We're a fully warranted center for Miller, Lincoln, and ESAB. And we service all makes and models. Proper, regular service extends the life of your gear and keeps it running at peak capacity. Don't wait for a breakdown. Book your service appointment today at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. We make it happen. At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
Want home ice advantage for your window coverings? Novo Blinds provides factory direct pricing and the fastest turnaround in the city for homeowners, builders, and commercial projects. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Showman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
Get ready, outdoor enthusiasts, for the Kalmar Gun Show. Head to the Kalmar Hockey Arena today from 3 till 8, tomorrow 10 till 6, Sunday 10 till 3 for the premier event to buy, sell, and trade the best in hunting and sporting gear. Visit huntmaniashows.com.
Your game, your station. Sports 1440.
And watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Wow. All right. Welcome back to the big program. 942 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you here on Sports 1440. Saw a story coming on ESPN, Duke, this morning about Jahmyr Gibbs. Probably number 1 or number 2 in your fantasy football draft. Would you say that? He's training in the off-season with MMA legend Rafael Cordero. What do you think of that? Just in case they get into some scraps,
Oh, maybe some like preparation stuff. I don't know. Maybe they're just buddies.
I don't know.
I can't. I mean, we see lots of people train like with boxing and stuff, right?
For sure.
As part of their off-season workouts. And even guys that aren't fighters, if we're talking like specifically hockey and other sports. So, hey, those MMA guys, they're pretty insane athletes.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something you could pick up from them in some way or another.
Isaiah Pacheco's there as well now in Detroit, but with Montgomery gone. Here's the line that every fantasy owner likes to hear. He's going, this is about Jahmyr Gibbs. This is from Lions head coach Dan Campbell. He is going to be our bell cow now. That's a phrase that we don't hear too often in the NFL anymore. He is going to be our bell cow right now. You know what? We're going to do game of the day, and that's going to be Cam Tate. Another edition of Cam and Eggs. The game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the Black Express packages are here. They've got the 20-inch black aluminum wheels. They've got the black Mopar side steps, body color bumpers and grill, sport performance hood. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. Now, I have to preface this edition, I believe order number 46 of Cam and Eggs. Cam has been friends with my father-in-law, Ian Baker, for many, many years. The guys down at the country club for a lot of years would take Cam up into the Spike Bar or whatever it was called, or whatever it is called, and they'd have a few pops and have some laughs. So Cam has wrote this kind of a poem. It's sort of a poetry / limerick, as an ode to Ian Baker, who he calls Old Man Baker. So it goes like this. Here's Cam and Eggs. Old Man Baker calls Tate every day. Where's my money that Kevin will pay? Kevin missed the whole year. Babcock, Oilers, no clue here. Baker still on the phone. Won't go away. Number 2, Babcock hire. The NHL said hire him. We're done. And Kevin, last person to learn one. Old Man Baker just laughed, called the whole thing a draft. Then he billed Kevin twice just for fun. 3, the baggage. Babcock's suitcases shut down a lane. Old Man Baker stood watching the plane. Kevin packed those, he swore. Wasn't true, said it more. Now the airport has banned them both plain. Number 4, the press conference. Kevin raised his hand, asked, hey, who's Mike? Old Man Baker fell off his bike. He'd ridden there to boo, found a better thing to do. He just pointed at Kevin all night. Number 5, the Elks home opener. The Elks will win. Cam Tate made the call. Kevin bet they'd get crushed, lost it all. Old Man Baker kept score on a napkin from 04. Still, it somehow showed Kevin lost it all. Number 6, the Canadian soccer injury. Canada won by a touchdown, no convert. Then a winger went down. Wadden, bad blunder hurt. Old Man Baker just glared, said, I really hope he's fine. I really care. Then he called Tate. Wants Kevin's cash now. Kurt. Number 7, U.S. Open. So enjoy your fine weekend, dear Kev. Watch the Open, the greens, the whole bev. Old Man Baker called Tate. Every day, same debate. He wants his cash back from you. Now, Kev. Wow, Cam Tate. He was a poet and he didn't even know it, Duke. Thank you, Tater. Another edition of Cam and Eggs, and giving the gears to me and the old father-in-law, Old Man Baker. 9:47 in Edmonton. Gary Meyer has just entered the fray with his brand new hat again. In 10 minutes' time, a little bit more than that, we'll be going with another edition of Golfing with the G-Man for the Country Club Tour. At the U.S. Open, well, Wyndham Clark is showing some separation here. He just birdied 12, so he's at 7 under par. Xander Schauffele is 5 strokes back. So is Stevens at 2 under. McIlroy yet to tee off. Morikawa is on 15. He's at 1 under par. Oberg yet to tee off. He's at 1 under par. Matt Fitzpatrick at 1 under, playing 14. Justin Rose, hey, man, he is always hanging around, it seems, in the majors. He's at 1 under, playing 11. Text 833-401-1440. Our buddy Mark, he's been listening to Sports 1440 since day one. He was talking about the Silence of the Lambs, more than a trilogy, whatever it is. He says the first one's called Manhunter. Red Dragon is the remake of that movie. Also in there, Duke, what did we say it was called? The one with Julianne Moore and
Hannibal.
Hannibal.
That's the sequel.
Okay.
And then Hannibal Rising is a prequel as well. That was the most recent film. Okay. Josh says that's the Fines one.
Fines one.
And then there's the Hannibal TV series, something called Clarice, a TV series.
Well, hello, Clarice.
And then in that one, she's played by Rebecca Breeds.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I'm familiar.
How about this one too, Duke, from your question and in or out? Ed says, the best animal in a movie, and I love this movie, Clyde, the orangutan in Every Which Way But Loose with Clint Eastwood. And how they, you know what they did with that? Did you guys, this is way before your time.
Never seen it.
So anyway, Clint Eastwood would drive around in a truck, and Clyde, the orangutan, would be sitting in the passenger seat. And if there was, I don't think he had any signal lights in the truck. So he would say, right turn, Clyde. And Clyde would stick his arm out like sort of in a punching motion to signal the right turn. So what would happen is they would get into some fights, and Clint Eastwood would say, right turn, Clyde. And the orangutan would punch the guy that was next to the thing.
And just quickly on that note, it reminded me of it when that text came in about the orangutan, because we got a couple of them actually.
Mm-hmm.
Total oversight by me. I think I'm I'm out on my own answer because I'm taking Jack, the chimp from MVP, Most Valuable Primate. It's a monkey playing hockey, Kevin.
Yes. Yeah.
And the skating style, not that indifferent from your own out on the sheet.
Yeah.
He shoots the puck so hard it goes through the net. And then in the sequels, he goes on to skateboard, snowboard, maybe even another one that I can't recall.
Time.
It was unreal.
I like Barry, the monkey from Seinfeld with Kramer. Even though you know Barry. Oh. Text 833-401-1440. Have I missed anything, Duke, that we needed to get to?
I mean, I don't know. When we were talking about the Darnell Nurse stuff, there were a few that came in that are just a little too much out there, in my personal opinion. Like this one from Jimmy. If you trade Darnell Nurse to Pittsburgh, try to get Crosby out of there. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I don't think the Oilers have what it takes
to get Crosby out of Pittsburgh. Yeah, whatever. 833-401-1440. Again, Canada with the big win over Qatar 6-0 last night. Jonathan David had the 3 goals. They do lose Ishmael Koney to the leg injury, broken leg. When you saw, Duke, when you saw that, did you think it was a red card? I don't know if I thought it was a red card.
In real time, it's sometimes hard to, and I don't know, because I don't think it was intentional.
No.
Right? Like a slew foot type thing. I think it's 2 guys actually playing
that guy
for the ball.
He was just
he was devastated.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And that kind of shows the human nature of sport a little bit. And you saw Kone, like shaking the hands of the players on the way off the field, and obviously saluting the crowd. So you feel so bad for him. And then some photos coming out later last night on social media, like Moise Bambito actually, visit him in the hospital. So I'm sure that he will be heavily on the player's mind in any matches moving forward, wanting to represent him since he can't be out there and do it himself. And even I can't remember, Silva.
Yeah.
He came on for Kone, then scores in very short order after, and salutes him, holds the jersey up. Really, really cool. You feel for him, you feel for the team, because it is such a big loss. But I'm with you. I don't think there was anything particularly egregious about the play. Like, that just happens sometimes in sports. It is unfortunate as it may be.
Yeah, it was a tough one for sure. There's no question about that. 833-401-1440. Our text line, Rockford texts in about you, and you brought up Nurse. And this has been brought up a lot about, taking on someone's LTIR contract. I sure would like to be a fly on the wall to see what some of the offers are. and what some of the asks are, because this is a trade that is a little different than a lot of the trades that have been happening that we see player for player or player for contract dump. You know, the Oilers are trying to get someone to take over these minutes. Are they going to be able to do that? Well, you mentioned Graves. That is a downgrade, man. That is a massive downgrade.
For sure it is. But hey, well, let's just take this at face value across the board. So Ryan Graves, the guy that was demoted and played part of last year in the American Hockey League. Well, what are we talking about with Darnell Nurse? Yeah, he plays the minutes, but according to spec, they wanted to scratch him in the Stanley Cup final.
I never heard that at all. Did you?
I had never heard that at the time either. And so I'm a little, I don't know, but skeptical, but you know, I don't know if they're like, who are you replacing him with in the Stanley Cup final? Like, come on, he's regardless of how you go about it, he's, I think at worst, a number 4 on a good blue line.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you have a stacked blue line, is he your third pairing player? I suppose so, but man, you have to have a pretty good decor for that caliber of player to be playing that low in your lineup, or an overload on one side. You catch my drift. So I agree that Graves is a downgrade, but as we've talked about, Kevin, the team and Bowman in particular seems highly leveraged on the Jake Wallman situation. For the next 7 years, you can't have a $7 million guy in your third pairing.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Ekholm is no spring chicken anymore, all these factors. So there's going to be plenty of shuffling, if not even just this year, years moving forward, about what the left side of the Oilers defense actually shapes out as.
You know, in a year, Ekholm could be down on pair 2 or 3, Duke.
For sure, he could be.
So
there were times last year I thought that's where he should have been playing.
King of Fort Nasty texts in and says that the Coney injury reminded me of the Duke going down in center field playing slow pitch. People throwing up in the dugout. Is that true? What happened?
There was nobody throwing up.
Oh,
there
man.
were some recounts.
Tears.
There were some recounts of it not looking very pretty.
Tears. Just people.
I am not going to even come close to comparing what I incurred
Tears
to Coney's. I mean, you
down
can
the
see
faces.
you can see Coney's leg. It's going in a different direction. It's absolutely.
It looked like everything in
brutal.
slow-mo in the Seinfeld episode, Duke with Frank. You know, Frank.
Yeah.
Duke.
Yeah. So.
Top of the hour, we got top of the hour, we got golfing with the G-Man. Top of the 11 o'clock hour. Penny, stop it over there. I'll come over and rip you, man. 10 o'clock, it's golfing with the G-Man. We've got a great guest in Todd Graves. Gary and Todd I could probably just leave because Gary and Todd are going to be talking about Mo Norman and the times that they spent together and everything else and things like that. It's going to be outstanding. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. Brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, even South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding. That's awswelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
In case you missed it last night, Toronto Maple Leafs making the big first splash of the offseason, acquiring defenseman Darren Radish in a sign and trade from the Tampa Bay Lightning, a 5th-round pick in this year's draft, heading back to Tampa in the deal, and Radish's new contract in Toronto. 8 years, holding an average annual value of $8.5 million for what was the pending UFA coming off of a career season. World Cup action today. Host nation United States will take on Australia at 1 o'clock in Seattle. From Boston at 4, Scotland up against Morocco. And in Philadelphia, Brazil playing Haiti at 6:30. The nightcap game from the Bay Area, Turkey, Paraguay. Kickoff there at 9 o'clock. In the majors today, full slate of games, including the Blue Jays opening a set at Wrigley Field against the Cubbies. First pitch coming at 12:20 Mountain Time. Kevin Gosselin on the bump for Toronto. Ben Brown countering for Chicago. Elsewhere, Yankees open a set hosting the Reds. The Rays are against the Nationals. Padres played the Rangers. Orioles head to L.A. to take on the Dodgers, and the Red Sox face off with the Mariners in the nightcap. Edmonton Riverhawks also continue their road trip as they stop in Corvallis tonight to take on the Knights. First pitch after 7:30. And U.S. Open round number 2 continuing from Shinnecock Hills. Wyndham Clark, a little bit of room atop the leaderboard. He's at 7 under through 13 holes today to take on first place. And Corey Connor is still the high Canadian. He's currently tied in 5th. 1 under score on the week. He's through 13 today with an even score. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by longtime golf pro Gary Meyer, as well as Todd Graves from Graves on Golf. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Did you know there are actually 3 seasons we experience in June? Spring, summer, and construction season. And while roads may be narrowed and detours are everywhere, GS construction crews are on site every day doing the work because the city doesn't stop, and neither do we. As we build and upgrade infrastructure, life continues around us. That's why we never lose sight of what matters most, making sure everyone, including our team, returns home safely at the end of the day. For more on what we do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This deal is only good till 6 o'clock tonight. We need your credit card to hold the color. Hold the color. Summer package. Winter package. And the ever-famous re-PDI fee. I gotta pay you to rebuild the car? Does this sound familiar? At Northgate, we do things differently. We offer 0% financing, a great selection of new, pre-owned vehicles. So if you'd like to do business a different way, stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. The Elks home opener, June 20th. It's going to be big. Lock in your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:01 in Edmonton. The Edmonton Elks released their depth chart. Just got to mention the big, the main area of concern here was the offensive line with Coulter Woodmansey out at right guard and what they would do ratio-wise, but they end up not moving Mark Cordy over to right guard, and they're going to dress the American at guard. And Cameron Carter is a guy that's played at Murray State. He's a big lad, obviously 6'5", 300 pounds, so he's going to be playing right guard tomorrow. And again, so Beard starts at center. Cordy will be backing up, and Cordy's going to see, they're going to rotate guys in and out, but Cordy's going to be a big part, obviously, as well. 10 bells on a Friday. That means it's golfing with the G-Man. Gary Myers is joining us in studio for the Country Club Tour. Good morning, Gary. How was
Good morning. Good morning. What a day.
What a day.
Well, I'll tell you what, the rain is unbelievable.
It is.
I seeded an area in the out of the acreage, and just grow this little area in. Well, the last 3 days, the ducks have been swimming above it. So I'm really happy.
Golfing with the G-Man brought to you by the Country Club Tour. And sometimes, I'll read a little liner and talk about the courses, etc. Dave Nelson out at Goose Hummock, I talked to him the other day, I believe it was Wednesday, and he wanted to kind of mention about the Goose, how it's different. And Dave took over the Goose from Whitetail, and he's the head man now at the Goose. And Gary, you remember when the Goose came in? It was a really tough, challenging track with water. And it was very, very difficult. So what they've said is now they're trying to change the course a little bit here because they want to make it an enjoyable round for golfers. And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
For the recreational golfer. They want to have those golfers come out and have fun. So they're building forward tee boxes to provide appropriate yardages for all players, removing some trees, mulching the bush. So they're widening things out so players can find some tee shots that might not be on the fairway. And again, the one thing that they're trying to do is they want to have pace of play, because sometimes, in the past, people would be long rounds out there. So they want to try to get the 4 hours, 15 minutes back in place. So if you want to give the Goose a chance.
Yeah. If you're looking for your range balls, any of the golf professionals out there, that's where you go, because they're in the pond there. There was drama on Windermere Drive. We've got drama on Windermere Drive. The Meyer family.
Lane.
Yeah. Well, no, the Meyer family's got. Ashley's got a woodpecker that about 6 a.m. shows up, pounds on the wall, making holes in the wall. They've tried everything so far.
We had one too this year, Duke, or Gary.
Really?
We had one this year too.
A woodpecker.
A woodpecker on the house, and we had to get a guy because it was so far up on the I couldn't get up there.
Yeah. So what was the answer?
Well, we got a guy and he just plugged the hole and patched it up. It was on the stucco.
And he didn't come back?
The woodpecker didn't. No, the guy on the ladder didn't either.
Oh, well, no, they got this one keeps coming back. Like he's rattled off about 5 holes.
Wow.
They got to do the whole side of the house, like $15,000.
Well, they got to have there's got to be some sort of, not a pesticide or an insecticide.
Well, they're looking at going to a more solid product so that, he bends he bends his pecker. I mean, it's not
that
good.
happens to you all the time.
Well, yeah, but that's what happens when you're my age. But no, so, Ashley was, I was going to go out and see if I couldn't scare it away with a gun, but apparently you can't shoot them, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. No good. Good. But hang in there, Ashley. There's something's coming.
Something's happening.
Yeah. The Michaels are back from Ireland.
Good for you.
Oh, the world-class drummer, Bob Michael. Yeah, they went over there. He said Dublin was just nuts. He said,
Dublin.
Yeah. He said busy.
Did he tell any of your Irish jokes?
No.
Did he sing your Irish song?
No. I've heard him sing it lots of times. Oh yeah.
Is that where you got it from
I
him?
think so.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a number of them. Donald Williams Trousers was another one. But Inky Dinky Parley Boo. We did a lot of stuff in high school that got us, kicked out.
Yeah.
Dragged down to the office one time. Principal said, "Okay." Our good friend was Sandy McLaren, said, "Okay, McLaren, lead your little band now." So he's standing in front of us trying to wave his arms up and down. We're all standing like we've been shot.
Oh.
And he goes, "Come on, you guys, sing." Beautiful thing.
U.S. Open, tough track.
Holy
but Wyndham
smoke.
Clark, it seems to be agreeing with him. He's at 7 under right now, Gary, after that 64 yesterday.
Yeah.
He's 1 under for today. Xander Schauffele's at 3 under. So he's given him a little bit of a chase, but not a whole lot of golfers that are under par here.
No, and the history at Shinnecock out at Tuckahoe, New York.
Yeah.
Kopka wins it in 2018.
There's been 3 golfers under par, Gary, since the tournament started there in 1896.
Yeah.
Raymond Floyd, Phil Mickelson, and Retief Goosen are the only 3 guys to win the championship U.S. Open at under par, with an under par score.
Well, with him being at 7, I would think that's probably as deep as it's ever got there, too.
I don't even know.
Anybody else got it in there? You want to be a member there?
How much?
About 175 to 200K initiation fee. Okay. And they only got about 300 members out there. So it's a little bit exclusive.
Well, that's a fair bit of change.
Yeah.
What are your food and beverage dues?
Yeah, well, I don't think you worry about that. If you can come up with that kind of dough, That's Daryl McDonald.
Yeah.
Speaking of, had
Daryl
lunch
Mc-
with him and his sister,
Oh!
his
Jane?
brother-in-law, Jane,
yeah.
Gil, and their realtor.
Yeah.
And then I saw Daryl's banker, Finley Maw, came through the parking lot. He got out of a Brinks truck, I think, and he was on his way in. When the weather's no good, Finley plays cards for money. When it's good, he plays golf for money. He was a dentist, so I don't know. Obviously, he filled the odd cavity. But no, it was great to see Mac. He looks good.
Yeah.
He has started his treatments. That started yesterday. And what the heck? I mean, get it done and get right back at it. I mean, talking to him yesterday when we turned 90, and the similarities between when you're 4 years old and when you're 90, you don't know who's at your party, but you're told to thank them. Thanks for coming to my party, wherever the hell you are. Yeah. But
hey,
all good.
Our guest coming up at 10:15. We're going to dump out a little earlier here to get him at 15:15. Todd Graves.
Yeah.
So you've been trying to get him. I was gone and
we had
holidays
him
last year.
Yeah, like I said, we had him on the hook last year to come on, and what ended up happening was, I mean, he gets these last minute requests to do clinics, and these are guys with a fair amount of dough, and they just fly him to wherever, and he'll do a 2 or 3 day thing with a group of guys and that. But he's teaching this his single plane swing, the Mo Norman swing. And
sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
Eddie Steele said, what is that? What is the single plane golf swing?
Well, I mean, it never leaves. When you watch Mo, that thing goes back on one plane, comes back on the same. There's no deviation at all. If you watch, I would compare it to watching Jackie Robinson with a baseball bat. He never got his hands way up high or anything like that, and he just maintained this smooth, rhythmic swing and release. And Mo did this all on his own, and figured out he took the hook out of it basically by the distance he is from the ball, and so he could never get on the other side of it, right, from inside outside. And yeah, it's just the closest guy that I've seen to that would be Doug LeCure. That was here, and Dougie had a great swing. And they talk about guys owning their swings. Hogan was one, and Mo was another.
Right.
They built this thing, and there was no deviation in it. You didn't see him trying this, that, or anything different. It was just repeat. And watching Mo, it was like a repeating rifle. It was the same. And you hit that many golf balls. I mean, it's so ingrained. It was just amazing to watch.
When you went and saw and looked at gravesgolf.com, I mean, you were on this site last year and you looked at it again. And he talks about how he met Mo. When you met Mo, was the first year?
I met Mo in 1972.
And was it here in town? Or
I was caddying for a guy named Dale Welker out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at the Alberta Open, and we drew, Mo Norman, and I had never heard, young kid. Anyway, I watched this for 18 holes, and what blew me away was there was no hesitation when he was going to hit. I mean, he walked up as soon as his 2 feet were planted, the ball was gone. There's no practice swing, there's no warm up, there's no rehearsal. That just up and hit it, and the thing was so straight. And you're watching, thinking, well, at that age, of course, you're impressed just by watching what you're seeing. But and he was a little bit different. Autistic, I guess, is what they kind of came up with, Asperger's syndrome. But back then, nobody really knew what that was, and he was treated poorly by a lot of the players
because they didn't understand.
No, and a lot of us didn't. And he was odd, and odd people tend to they get shunned somewhat. And when he went to play on the PGA Tour, he was ridiculed, and he was he down dressed a couple of times, and emotionally it really took a toll on him, and he didn't want to go back, and he didn't go back.
Yeah. It's going to be a fascinating conversation. Like I said, I could probably just let you two guys talk and tell stories about it, but I'll try to mediate if I can.
Well, the thing that gets me is how you approach Mo and the guys that knew him, like Mark Shushak, Peter Cushner, Gerald McDonald. They had there was a reverence for him, but he liked those guys, and he was easily conversational. Go and have a conversation with them. Whereas the normal guy, kind of on the outside, you couldn't just walk up and start talking to him. You kind of had to serpentine your way up and let him, start the conversation. And just the way he was socially.
Yeah.
And, I asked him a lot of questions, and he was always willing to share, what he knew and why. One of the first things I asked him is, why do you start the golf club 18 inches back behind the ball? And his first answer to me was, it's just my way, just my way. But as he went on, he said, you've taken that part out of your swing already. The club's already on its way back. He said, you started it in the right position. And he practiced that. And then he practiced taking it back with his left hand. And he threw down a silver dollar, and he would brush that every time back. That was the drill. Brush it on the way back, brush it on the way back. Well, he wore both sides of that thing. It looked like just a flat washer is what it looked like after, he had it forever. But interesting.
Hey, we've got a trivia question too. Maybe something with the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Which golfer has won the most U.S. Opens? How about that?
Oh, that's
something like that.
Yeah.
For a foursome at one of the 7 golf courses at the Country Club Tour, many to choose from. We talked about Goose Hummock, but many to choose from. What golfer has won the most U.S. Open championships? Send it our way, 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. When we come back, Todd Graves from gravesgolf.com. We'll talk about his journey and how he's turned into,
a guru.
Yeah, that's a hell of a word, Gary. Hell of a word, a guru, a golf guru that's in high demand, and he's taking time with us this morning. Kevin Karius, Gary Meyer, Golfing with the G-Men on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mr. Rooter buries evidence in the desert.
I didn't mean to do it. I was forced into it. Yeah, forced. But now, no one will ever know. You've done well, Mr. Rooter. You did something awful, but you've covered your tracks. It's done. The last transcript that shows I did a semester of Christian school.
Uncover evidence of the proudest plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
I've got some good news. If you've been thinking about a heavy-duty truck, the 2026 Ram 2500 Black Express is now at St. Albert Dodge. You've got 20-inch black aluminum wheels, black Mopar side steps, body color, bumpers and grille, and a sport performance hood. Available in all the colors for $68,990. Plus, new this year, Ram's best-in-class 10-year powertrain warranty. Now's the time. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Smart, connected, community-driven. Jason Greger sets the standard for sports talk in Edmonton. Join the conversation on Sports 1440. Text Greger, 833-401-1440. Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Tickets on sale now at silenticecenter.com. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Say hello to your new favorite drinks. Introducing new McCafe Refreshers.
Icy cool, undeniably refreshing, and available in 3 flavors: strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple, and blackberry passion fruit. Only at McDonald's.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and this is the time of the year most RV stores wish their lot was full. At the new RV stores, product is trickling in, mostly just for taking orders. But having an RV on order doesn't mean much when the weather's great for camping today.
No Bull has hundreds of quality used RVs on the lot now. Right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. Walk into No Bull RV today and you could be in the great outdoors next weekend. No waiting, no hoping it'll be here by summer, just the perfect used trailer, motorhome, fifth wheel, or toy hauler that you need.
And every RV at No Bull is one of a kind.
Every family is one of a kind too, Bob. Think we can't find the perfect one for you? Take a look around. At No Bull, you'll save thousands compared to the cost of a new RV. You can build your summer plan on hope, or you can know for sure. And ask about our Camp Ready service plan when you're here to make this the best summer yet.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
You're listening to Sports 1440 and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Sports 24/7. We are Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1019 in Edmonton. Just awaiting the hookup with Todd Graves from gravesgolf.com. Our trivia question for a round of 4 at the Country Club Tours, 7 courses in and around the Edmonton area. Name the golfers who have won the most U.S. Opens. We'll take any one of them. There's 4 of them. A lot of them are well into the past, to be honest with you. But we'll take any correct answer out of the 4 of them. So the Duke is just lining up Todd Graves right now. I think he was expecting a little different setup. We're trying to get him on a video link. If not, we can call him too, Duke. It doesn't matter. So get back to that again. And I was telling Gary during the break, for some reason, I've sort of started my club face and my club position on drives has been unknowingly to me that Mo Norman did it 10, 12 inches behind the ball. And I have better, as I said, luck.
Right.
So is that...
So what prompted you to do that?
Well, it seemed when I had my club face square up to the ball an inch away or so, my direction was either off left or I would mostly off left, I think, or if I overcompensated, it felt to me that I would hook it.
Okay. So obviously it was coming back a little too much on the inside. Right?
Maybe,
So
yeah. And I mean, I have my backswing stinks and I'm too fast. I know all that.
Yeah.
But it seems, and then it was brought up to me, a buddy of ours, Eric Shudo, I golf with, he goes, well, you really have your club head back a long ways from the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I stopped, and then I started spraying it all over the place.
Did you punch him?
I should have.
Yeah.
He's a terrible golfer too. And even worse, a terrible human being.
Oh, well, it's who you associate yourself with.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the problems. Well, no, you've got the club 18 inches. You already eliminated that much of the backswing, right?
Yeah.
So your shoulders have started to turn back too. So, it's part of the rehearsal. I mean, you don't see anybody else much doing it. I mean, it was Mo's thing and made a lot of sense to him. And I mean, he worked on it. And, he perfected it. So.
Absolutely. Hey, tons of text and correct answers, and there's so many of them, and we'll take any one of them. The obvious choice is one of probably the greatest golfer going. I don't know. There's always, everyone talks about Tiger Woods, right?
Yep.
But he doesn't have as many majors as the guy that's one of these guys. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
No, absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back. I mean, when you look at the first guy, I mean, pretty solid. He wins it in 1901, 1903, 1904, and 1905. Yeah, nobody else showed up, but
Sugarfoot Willie Anderson. Yeah, the field was 2. Were the conditions okay when you played that year, Gary?
Back in the day?
Yeah, no, in 1901 when you were playing at Shinnecock.
Oh yeah, no, I had a tough go there. Well, they just got them outhouses in, which was nice because at least you got a little privacy.
Absolutely.
You know.
Hey, let's welcome in our guest for Friday's Golfing with the G-Men, Todd Graves from gravesgolf.com. Morning, Todd. You're with Kevin Karius and Gary Myers. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Hey, Kevin, Gary. Good to be with you this morning. Thanks.
Oh, I mean, you're such a busy guy. And boy, Gary and I have been talking about Mo Norman because, Gary, tell Todd when you first met him.
Well, Todd, I met him in 1972. I was caddying here in Edmonton, and he was in the foursome that I had drawn a guy from Fort Lauderdale. And so I'm watching this for the first time and just amazed at what I'm seeing. But the thing back then, we talked about this, is, Mo was odd and nobody really understood what it was. I mean, we understand it better now, but it was an amazing thing to watch and see. And my question, first of all, to you is, how did you first approach Mo? Because you don't just walk up and you certainly don't shake his hand and say, hi, I want to learn everything there is to learn about your swing.
Yeah, So Matthew Lane, you might know the name Matthew Lane. Matthew was my college teammate. He played the Canadian Tour probably early 90s. Really, really great player. Matthew and I we were golf geeks into the golf swing and always trying to improve ourselves. I played the Asian Tour in 91. And when I got back from the Asian Tour and I was living in Dallas, struggling with my game, trying to figure out, am I going to try to continue to play the game? And I was 27 years old at the time. I was at that point where it's like, okay, make some decisions here. And Matthew came back with a videotape of Mo. This was 1994. And said, you got to see this, and I'd heard of Mo before. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that's been in the world of golf that hasn't heard about Mo Norman, at least back then when he was this mythical character, especially down here in the States. He was this mythical character that may have been real, may have not been real, but he was supposed to be amazing at hitting a golf ball. And Matthew had a videotape and he was practicing with Mo. And he goes, you got to watch this. And I watched the video. Now, I had been working with Hank Haney on my game. I love Hank Haney. Spent a lot of time with Hank trying to develop my own skills and my own swing. And all I saw was this video of this guy that was supposed to be this weird guy. But I'm watching this golf swing going, geez, he planes the club. He planes his club and he returns it to impact as simply as I've ever seen in my life. And Matthew was like, this guy's a freak when he hits a golf ball. He's just amazing how good he is. So I got very interested in what I was seeing on that video. And then a year later, so for a year, I practiced what I saw in that video, just try to copy what I was seeing on that video. And then a year later, I had an opportunity to go to Chicago and meet Mo. He was doing a clinic there. So when I connected with Mo, it was more of, hey, Mo, watch me hit a couple golf balls. I was a 28-year-old player. As you know, Mo really gravitated towards people that could speak his language with golf, and I definitely could do that. So it wasn't like it was odd for me to walk up, grab his golf club, start hitting it. And when he saw me hit golf balls and I was trying to, I was pretty decent at it. I wouldn't say I was great at it yet, but he said, look, it's me without a belly. It's me without a belly. And so we just connected as kind of two guys that loved the game of golf that were ball strikers, right? And so that's kind of my first connection with Mo. We became really good friends from that point forward. And my mission was just to really get to know. My first mission was to become better at hitting a golf ball, but then I just fell in love with Mo and just loved what he represented with the game and how I think he was misinterpreted, not only as a human being, but also as just how great a golfer he was. So, kind of put me on a mission to help people learn what he was doing.
And you got the nickname Little Mo.
I did. Yeah. At that time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool to hear and see that. So once you started to kind of get to know him more of a person, can you maybe just describe your relationship with him a little bit here, Todd?
Yeah, I really respected Mo. I respected. He was a very gentle, good person, but he also had a rough side to him if he was uncomfortable. And so if you were in public with him and he was uncomfortable and didn't want to be around the people that he was reclusive and shy, and he just was uncomfortable around people. I think he was intimidated by people a lot. We all have our insecurities, and I think there was some of that with Mo. And so if he was uncomfortable, he would want to get away from that situation. And so there was that side of Mo. But then behind the scenes, if you were in his inner circle, like, there's a lot of good friends of Mo, Mike Martz, and the Maui family, and all the people that did such wonderful things for Mo as Mo was in his life. If you're in his inner circle, he was like that. He was like the good friend that you really wanted to make sure was okay, and that he would tease me, and we'd have a good time, and we'd love playing golf together, and we hung out. We talked about certain things. I don't want to say it was completely normal, but it was like a normal friend relationship where a buddy. But the problem with Mo is you couldn't pick up the phone and call him. You couldn't. He wasn't the kind of guy that's going to call you in the afternoon and check on you. It was me catching up with Mo all the time, making sure he was okay. I remember he was in Titusville down at Royal Oak, where a lot of the Canadian guys would go down there and practice. And Mo basically went down there every summer or every winter. And I would call over to the head pro, and I would say, "Hey, I'm going to be there at 10 o'clock. I'll just tell Mo I'm going to be there." Mm-hmm. And he would always be there. Always. He would always be there. But Mo wasn't calling me. And if I was late, Mo wasn't calling me going, "Hey, you're late." But one time I showed up late, and Mo was mad at me for about 30 minutes because I was 5 minutes late, So that was kind of like just catch up with Mo all the time. I did that as much as I could.
Did you see him at all when he was in Dunedin? He was, back in the day when we had Royal Oak, and I'm saying we, the PGA of Canada, Mo would always spend his time down there. And when he fell on some hard times, there was a group of about 8 of us that, put the money together and paid for his membership. So, he could be there and didn't feel out of place. But he told me he was living above a shoe store in Dunedin, and there was a club repair place not far from there. And that's where he would meet up with Lee Trevino quite a bit. Did you ever go down that way and see him, Todd?
Yeah. I knew about that. Matter of fact, I shot, sometimes I was asked to go be with Mo when reporters or people would want to do a story about Mo. And when they did the Reader's Digest story, that was that. But Mo was living in the same place in that little apartment above that, in that building. I never went to that apartment, but he talked about it. And it was really close to the range we would hit golf balls at down there. I never made it over there to look at that place, but yeah, I knew about that. But he fell in those hard times, and you guys were remarkable to help him. And I know that you also put together clinics where you could make some money doing clinics around Canada as well. I know that was you guys putting that stuff together as well. I think that, by the way, that should be a part of the documentary story we're putting together about him. We need to document that.
Yeah. He came up, I brought him up to the club I was at, Belvedere Golf and Country Club. And and like you say, how Mo works. All of a sudden he's just there. He just appears, and how he finds a golf course, you wonder sometimes. But he showed up, and we did the clinic there. And then because he was comfortable with me, and then one of the first questions I asked, I said, "Mo, are you okay with people asking you questions?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I've changed." He said, I don't talk at the people. He said, "I talk to them now. I talk to them." And so, I said, "Listen, feel free to ask Mo questions, but don't be surprised by the answer, because he's going to be brutally honest." And one of the greatest lines, we had him over at Mill Woods at Daryl McDonald's place, and he's hitting these drives, and you've seen it. It's like a frozen rope. And just as he sets up, this guy yells, he goes, "Hey, Mo," he said, "do you think about the out of bounds when you're hitting your driver?" And he rifled this thing straight as a string. And he turned, he looked at the guy, he says, "Do you think about the ditch when you're driving your car?"
That's it.
Hey,
that was it.
Yeah, Todd, great.
Sorry, go ahead, Todd. I loved the clinics. I loved the clinics because you never knew what was going to come out of his mouth when he did the clinic, because it was just so honest, but it was so great. It was so, I miss those clinics because I used to love that part of it, just hanging out and doing clinics. That was great.
Todd Graves with us on the Kevin Karius Show with Gary Myers on Sports 1440. You mentioned that documentary, The Feeling of Greatness. You're an executive producer, Todd. Where are we at with it?
We have some rough cuts of it right now. There's been a team in California that's kind of taken over a lot of the project. They're probably going to do a much better job than I could have done. So I think we're a year away from seeing the film. Okay. We do have rough cuts though, and it's great. It's good. It's just not where I want it to be for Mo, and this team in California is going to do a lot better job. So I think we're about a year away. I think we're going to see a great documentary about Mo in about a year.
Oh, it's so cool.
Now, is this with Wayne and Janet Gretzky? Is this one that has been bouncing around and the rumors and stuff like that?
No, so Barry Morrow, who wrote the movie Rain Man years ago, put together a film about Mo in 1999. That film never, Warner Brothers actually commissioned that film. It never got finished. I stepped in and said, look, I'm not interested in really doing a feature film, but I do want to document everything about Mo. So I've collected 57 or so interviews of people that knew Mo and anybody that maybe some guys that played golf. I didn't get everybody, but this was kind of pre-COVID. And then, so I started putting that together just to document everything. And Wayne Gretzky, by the way, was involved with the Barry Morrow project. Mm-hmm. So that's more of a feature film. Although I'm very good friends with Barry. Barry is helping me with my project. So he's a part of what I'm doing as well. We've been trying to get this thing together for many years, and we're going to make it happen. It's COVID kind of set us back. And then, but we got the right team on it now. So we may see a feature film as well. Mm-hmm. That could be a byproduct of the documentary, which we hope that happens as well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my big question is who's playing Mo?
Yeah, again, two different projects here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've thrown out so many names that we've talked to, but we'll see. The feature film, I'm not know much about right now because that has been kind of on the side burner. The documentary has been kind of on the forefront. So we'll get the documentary first, and then we'll see if the feature film gets some lead actors in there. It'd be great.
Tyler Rumpel.
Yeah. Well,
he's a local golf pro that we
local golf pro. Well, and you know Mo. I mean, if you keep bringing food, he keeps eating. I saw him. I saw him destroy a plate of food one time at Royal Oak when they had the seafood buffet. Yeah. He should have got a standing ovation. It was unbelievable.
Hey, Todd, I'm going to get Gary to tell the story when Mo was driving on the Peter Jackson tour and tell that story.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've heard this.
Yeah. Do you know the name Ken Venning? Did you ever hear that name?
Yes, of course. I know Ken. Yeah.
You know Ken?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he played on the Asian tour.
Yeah.
So Ken and Mo have left one of the tournament sites, and you know it's dusk and they're on the way. And this is when Mo was driving his Cadillacs. And so Venning says, I nestle down, and he said, and I'm kind of buried in the passenger seat. And he said, I'm nodding off. He said, and all of a sudden, he said, there's wheat and bulrushes coming over the hood of the car. And he looks over and Mo! And he said, they come out of the ditch just about sideways. He said, we get back on the highway and we're squared away. And he said, now my eyes, he said, are wide open. I'm staring at Mo. He said, nothing. 5 minutes, Mo looks over and he says to him, you're sleeping, I'm sleeping. You're sleeping, I'm sleeping.
It's a great story.
Oh my God.
The one line from your website when you were talking about Mo in 2004, one of the last times you saw him, and it really resonated with me, Todd, about him saying, I never thought I'd see it. I never thought I'd see it. And you said, see what, Mo? Somebody dedicating their life to my swing. And that's what you and your brother have done. So maybe tell our listeners a little bit about that, what you're doing and everything with the clinics, et cetera, and all that stuff.
When I played a final round with Mo in July of 2004, just a couple of months before he passed away. And I would often go up there. It was at Coketown Woods. I'd often go up there and catch Mo around his birthday or try to spend a little time with him. And, we'd play 9 holes sometimes or hit some balls or whatever. And he wanted to play 18 holes, and he wasn't obviously he lost a lot of weight, and he knew he was having trouble with his health, and so I pretty much almost knew this would be the last time I'd get to spend some quality time with him, especially playing some golf. And after we'd made the turn, we were having a hot dog at the turn, and he says, I said, Mo, my mission is to teach the world your swing. I said, that's going to be my mission in life. I said, I'm going to take this and teach as many people around the world as I can. Mo turned to me and said, well, what can one man do? And so that's been kind of a mission of mine, is to say, what can one guy do to help people learn what he was doing? Because there's so much simplicity in the way he figured out. And I always call Mo's golf swing a discovery. I don't call it a method, because I've used that term before, but I generally call it a discovery, because what Mo really figured out, and maybe it was the way he was wired and the way his brain worked, but he figured out a simple way to hit a golf ball. And he positioned his body in that way. And so if you look at what he's actually doing and the tilts of his body and his arm alignments and the way he put his hands on the club, he just simplified the golf swing. And people think, people always say, well, it looks idiosyncratic. Well, yeah, I mean, if all you've ever seen is a conventional golf swing, and then you see Mo, you're like, wow, he stands a long way from the ball and he's tilted and all these things. But if you really understand it, you're like, wow, it makes so much sense. There's so much sense to that. And thank God for that, because Mo didn't have, he may have had some people that kind of influenced him, but he really never had the instructors instructing his golf swing. And I'm glad for that, because he really intuitively figured out a simple way to hit a golf ball. And I think people can benefit from that. So that's been my mission. And that's what my brother and I have built. We built an academy around that. We started in 2001, and we built, we've had a place in Orlando, Phoenix. We've been all over the United States, even some places in Toronto, teaching the swing. And then I finally opened up a permanent location. I bought a golf course here in Edmond, Oklahoma. And I opened up a 6-hole training course with a full driving range, where we have people come in from all over the world. We just finished 2 big camps here this last week teaching Mo swing. And it's a dream job. I love it. I love the fact that I can share it with other people. And what's funny is, one of my students said, Todd, when you pass away, what's the legacy? How is this gonna move forward? How does Mo's legacy? And I said, well, it's all of you. It's all the people that I'm able to teach the swing to that are having fun playing golf, and you're going to tell more people about it. So the legacy of Mo is really in the people swinging on a single plane like Mo. And I'm trying to create as many people out there as I can swinging like Mo.
Yeah. What surprised me, Todd, is the number of videos and stuff that have come up, over the years that a lot of us had never ever seen. And you could tell just by Mo's mannerisms, how early or how late those would be, because he had really softened and matured, like you said. The last time I saw Mo was in 1991. And when I saw his picture on the front of the golf magazine, until I saw his name written, I didn't think it was him. I mean, he was so thin, and was he still able to play at that time?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, his swing still was the exact same. Obviously, he had lost some strength and didn't hit it as far. Not the Mo that I met in 1994 that hit it out there pretty far. But yeah, all the technique was still there. But yeah, he was weakening, and he knew it. And he wanted to play 18 holes that day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, usually we played 9. He wanted to keep going. So it was great. I was really privileged to be able to do that with him and play a final round with him and spend some time with him. And yeah, I mean, it was great. And, he was such a gracious person to play golf with too. I mean, people that got to actually spend some time with him on the golf course. He's very complimentary. And I mean, I hit a bad shot, and, I'd send a driver off the tee. It'd go down the fairway. As good as a good shot. As good as a good shot.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was great. It was really fun.
I'll leave the mic open to you here, Todd, as we close it up. Is there anything that, that Gary or I missed that you wanted to talk about, address with gravesgolf.com, the schools, the instruction, anything that you want to add here as we close it up?
Yeah, I think one of the things that Mo contributes is it continues to contribute to the game is he really, really discovered a simple way to hit a golf ball. And if you're not the kind of person that's out there that's practicing every day and trying to work through the difficulties of a golf swing, they should take a look at what Mo's up to. And if you look at the common sense of it and the simplicity of it, it may really resonate with you. And then if you're interested in digging into it further, you can contact us at gravesgolf.com. I just finished a book called The Intelligent Golf Swing, and Mo's on the cover of that book. I put a graphic of Mo on the cover of that book because I think Mo needs a dedicated book, just like Ben Hogan's book. He needs a book dedicated to what he was doing. So they can always go to theintelligentgolfswing.com and grab a copy of the book, and be happy to teach them as much as I can about Mo swing.
Oh, that's great. And Todd, as a Canadian, we really have to thank you. The man's a legend. And for those of us that, grew up loving golf and dedicating ourselves to golf, for you to do what you're doing, I mean, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much from all of us.
Well, I appreciate you guys too. You guys are part of the story, and you're keeping Mo alive too. And that helps the legacy as well. So thank you guys for doing the same.
Hey, Todd, thanks so much for your time. I know you're jam-packed, so busy, and we've been trying to get you on the show for a long time, but really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the U.S. Open. Should be a hell of a final 2+ rounds here at Shinnecock Hills. Thanks for coming on.
Love it.
Thanks,
Thank
Todd.
you, guys. Thank you both.
That's Todd Graves. Check it out, gravesgolf.com. And as you said, it's, between the single plane swing, he's got the book on that. And then this last book, You can download them easily. They're shorter. It's
Well, there's another book out there called The Feeling of Greatness.
Feeling of Greatness.
Yeah, that's a good read.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I mean to be able to do what he did with Mo. I said, poof. I mean, big thank you.
We had a couple texts. I don't know if I said the winning score at the U.S. Open, but I said there's been 3 under par scores.
Yes.
And if I said a winning score, I was incorrect because I mentioned Phil Mickelson. So obviously he never won. He's never won a U.S. Open, but he has an under par score. So
At Shinnecock.
what I was saying at Shinnecock Hills, there's been 3 under par scores.
Right.
And if I said that there was a winner,
The winner score? No, you're right.
Anyway, because Mickelson was the first was Ray Floyd in '86. Then Retief Goosen was at 4 under in 04. Also that year, Phil Mickelson was under par.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying 3 under par scores.
But -4 is the record at Shinnecock.
Yeah, that's
the winning. Yeah,
by Retief Goosen.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And again, our trivia question: Who has the most U.S. Open championships? We'll take any one of 4 answers. The winner is going to be going into our bingo ball machine. The Duke's going to get it going right after the break here. Send it our way if you have an 833-401-1440. The most U.S. Open championships. Kevin Karius, Gary Meyer, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Diamond Rides is one of Alberta's premier specialty charter companies. With our luxury motor coaches, we provide our customers with the safest and most reliable ground transportation services. Our seatbelt equipped, top-of-the-line motor coaches have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel needs across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
You may get up early, but more than likely, the team at GS Construction have already gotten up before you, grabbed a coffee, headed to the site, and started their day. So while Edmonton wakes up, GS crews are already underground, quietly keeping things moving, upgrading, and laying the new underground infrastructure for our growing city. If you're the kind of person who goes to sleep with their steel-toed boots on, GS Construction wants to hear from you. We're looking for a maintenance foreman as well as a building and yard attendant. Visit gsconstruction.ca for more.
Our new McCafe crafted sodas just drinks or something more? Like Sprite Berry Bliss, Creamy Strawberry Coke, and Orange Dream. All swirled with fizzy flavor and topped with silky cold foam. Only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9. Check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Hey, it's Jamie from Green Drop Lawn Care, exploring Edmonton from the Science Center to Horlock Park. I see your lawns and cringe a little. Weeds are here. And you've got them, Edmonton. Take your lawn back with our guaranteed lawn care programs and unlimited weed control.
Green Drop has been Canada's lawn expert since 1979. And they're in your community, keeping your yard looking beautiful with affordable lawn care packages that include fertilizer, weed control, drought fighter, and more. Visit greendrop.com.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think, "Wow, great hair transplant." I want them to think,
"Wow, great hair."
Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1047 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Gary Meyer with you, golfing with the G-Man for the Country Club Tour. And we're going to give away a pass for a foursome of golfers for one of the 7 courses here. Our question was, which golfers have the most U.S. Open Championship titles? Gary, the first guy, and you played with this guy several times.
Yeah.
Willie Anderson.
Yeah. Willie Anderson, 1902.
1901, 03, 04, 05.
Yeah.
Bobby Jones.
Yep.
23, 26, 29, 30.
Amateur,
yeah.
how's that?
And then Ben Hogan. Yep. 48, 50, 51, 53. Remarkable player, hey?
Well, and yeah, especially after the accident too.
Yes.
I mean, you get hit by a bus and you make the comeback that he did. I mean, if you ever want to see a movie that'll if you're a golfer, look at this movie. It's called Follow the Sun. Glenn Ford played Ben Hogan in this movie.
Right?
Oh, it's
how old? It's got to be an old.
Oh, it's old.
Okay. Follow the Sun.
Follow the Sun.
Okay.
And yeah, no, go ahead. And the fourth guy, of course,
Jack
is
Nicklaus, 62, 67, 72, and 80. You think about Jack Nicklaus and the longevity and how, like, look at the Masters. So he won in 86 at Augusta.
Yeah.
You know, and he's 46 years old. But he wins in 62 and then all the way to 1980, he wins again.
Big.
So any one of the 4 would be correct. And Duke spun the wheel or put the bingo balls in the hopper. Comes out with Duke.
Darren Burkhart.
Darren Burkhart.
He's been alerted. He's passed along his information. And Darren will just have to go down to the CCT at HQ.
Yeah.
And pick those up.
Okay. And is Darren sent, is that his contact stuff there?
Yeah.
Okay. So Darren Burkhart is the winner. Head down to the CCT. I'll send your information to Tarek down at the CCT, and you'll be able to take 3 of your buddies and head out to one of the courses around town.
one of those. Yeah. Don't be afraid to use Kevin's name. They'll get you a great seat in the bathroom and by yourself, which is nice. You were asking about Mo's family a little bit.
Yeah.
So Mo's dad.
So just let me get that first.
Sorry.
I'm going to give the texter.
Yep.
The texter asked, Gary, do you know any of if Mo has some siblings, family, kids, etc., whatever that you could interview, we could do on this show?
Yeah. I've never. I think I saw something about his brother Rich.
Yeah.
He had a brother named Rich. But he talked about his 2 sisters. When I asked him about his family, I said, Mo, you came from Kitchener, you played with Gary Cowan, all these guys that he played with. But your parents never saw you hit a golf ball. He said, no. He said, Dad didn't know. That's not a man's game. That's not he said he hit his clubs under the porch. He said his dad was Irvin Oscar Norman. He was a factory worker. And his mother was Mary Philomena Bish. Bish. But he talked about his sister. So he said he came home and Todd touched on it. You couldn't phone Mo. Mo didn't talk on the telephone. He didn't converse that way. And he hated to fly, liked to drive everywhere. Anyway, he said, I came home. I'd been away all winter. He said, I came home and I looked in the front room. He said, and my dad wasn't there. And I said to my mom, where's Dad? Where's Dad? And he said, she didn't answer right away. He said, I knew something was wrong. He said, he had died 4 months prior. He said, I didn't know. He said, I didn't know. And, but that was the talk that he told me he had 2 sisters. They were supportive of him, but, he led a kind of a gypsy life. Gus Maui and his wife, they were his surrogate parents. They took care of him. And there was a lot of golf professionals that really had soft spots. And there was a lot of golf professionals that he gave money to and, helped people. And he had a lot of money and he lost a lot of money. Guys were going to help him out with investments. Well, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
And he went from driving the Cadillac to driving a Buick. He started doing the clinics. When he came to Belvedere, I had a member there and he was great with them. Bob Dale was just he was a godsend for him because he set him up with he did autographed he did logoed golf balls. He did golf bags with Mo's name on them and stuff like that. So he really started to turn some dollars for him.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob's son, both Ronnie was big time involved with that, and they got him going. And then in '94, Titleist came along, and Mo had made a comment that Titleist had never done anything for him, and it wasn't a slight of anything, but just was true. Well, when the president heard that and heard about Mo, they gave him $5,000 a month for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Awesome.
If you get a chance, go to thefeelingofgreatness.com. That's the website about the documentary that Todd Graves was talking about. And again, two separate projects.
Yep.
You mentioned who's going to play Mo Norman in the film, the movie.
Right. Yeah.
This is totally different than what Todd is involved in.
Yeah.
So, but check it out because the website has some pictures, some shots, some movie videos, etc. But it just talks about, it says, one of the guys says, I asked Mo what he loved about hitting a golf ball. He says, the thrill of feeling it. It felt great. Now I did what I wanted to do. Every muscle enjoyed that shot. Oh, that was nice. That's what I get a kick out of, the feeling of greatness. And that's hence the movie.
Yeah. And the number of balls he hits, I mean, it has to be in the millions. He would on average, he would talk about hitting 300 a day.
Mm-hmm.
And when he went to the Masters, not sure the first or the second time, when Snead kind of gave him a tip, he hit balls until it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't know, he said between 600 and 900. Well, his hands were bleeding, and he couldn't finish. He played 9 holes. His hands were so bad that the club was slipping in the blood in his hands. I mean, if you can imagine, never wore a glove. I mean, his hands were like rawhide.
Yeah.
But,
Laid back Lenny says maybe locate one of his caddies that may be alive. Well, we got one right in front of us here, Lenny.
No, I never caddied for him. And yeah, with Mo, if he was allowed to carry his own bag, he would. He just had a little quiver of a bag. But, a lot of the events you had to have a caddy. And for the most part, you just carried the clubs. There was a lot of discussion. Mo was fixed,
That was a great show, Gary. I had lots of fun with Todd. I mean, I could talk with you and Todd about Mo Norman for hours. And I mean, we could talk about it.
Well, yeah. And I mean, from coast to coast, I mean, the guys that had met him and spent time with him, and the line was always, there's a million stories about Mo, and some of them are true.
Good stuff, Gary. We'll see you next Friday, big guy.
Next Friday it is.
You betcha. Gary Meyer, golfing with the G-Men for the Country Club Tour. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird,
Connor Halley and the Duke of Delburne. At 12 o'clock, it's the Lowdown with Ellen Mitchell, 2 till 6. Jason Greger drives us home. We got Fox Sports all night. Triple S tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Penny's in. Duke is in. It's a cast of characters. Josh Fenwick, Paul Sir, Hoop City from 10 to 12 right here in Sports 1440. We'll be back with you on Monday at 7 bells with Eddie Steele to wrap up the weekend. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you are thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Hey, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for all the great texts, the interaction. We could not do it without you. We'll be back with you Monday at 7 o'clock. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Until then, here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
In case you missed it, late last night, the Toronto Maple Leafs making the first big splash of the offseason, acquiring defenseman Darren Radish from Tampa Bay in a sign and trade 5th-round pick in the upcoming draft, heading back to the Lightning in the deal. And Radish with a new 8-year contract here, an AAV of $8.5 million for the would-have-been UFA coming off of a career season. And it is official out of Winnipeg. Jonathan Toews, surefire future Hall of Famer, announcing his retirement today. 2 Olympic gold medals, 3 Stanley Cups, and a Conn Smythe trophy to go with many other accolades over his career, the former 3rd overall pick. World Cup action today. The United States taking on Australia at 1 o'clock from Seattle. Scotland will play Morocco at 4 in Boston from Philly. Brazil up against Haiti. That starts at 6:30. And the nightcap game, Turkey and Paraguay go at it from San Francisco, kicking off at 9 o'clock. In the majors today, the Blue Jays open a set in Chicago against the Cubs from Wrigley. First pitch coming at 12:20. Kevin Gausman on the bump. Ben Brown countering for the Cubbies. Elsewhere, Yankees open a set hosting the Reds. The Rays play the Nationals. Orioles are up against the Dodgers in SoCal, and the Red Sox visit the Mariners for the evening's finale. Edmonton Riverhawks continue their week-long road trip with a stop in Corvallis for the first of 3 against the Knights. And United States Open Championship from Shinnecock Hills on Long Island. Wyndham Clark alone atop the leaderboard right now. He's 6 under on the week, even on the day through 16. And top Canadian right now, falling down a little bit, has been Corey Connors, who's now tied in 24th. He's 2 over on the day for +1 on the week. He's just about to wrap up his round. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJ